Hey, here we are. We made it. Another week has disappeared and you've arrived back at your favourite place. Synth Geekery Show, yay! Episode 351, I believe. Jeez, we're cooking out them, aren't we? How's everyone been? Let us know in chat. Big hello to everyone. Where are we? We're going to press this button and say hello to a full cast this week. Fantastic to see everyone's back. Hi, everyone. Yes. Good. If you are new and you haven't seen this show before and you're thinking, what is this show about? Well, obviously it's about synths, but we also talk about other things like sequencers, drum machines, samplers, music technology, this kind of weird stuff behind me. You can probably see it on the bigger view. There we go, that view. That's called modular or eurorack. And also we talk a lot about Daren's life. In fact, actually that's what the whole show is about. Wait till you see... How's your week been? He's going to let us know what he's been up to for a couple of weeks. That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you. Guys, we've got synths! Hooray! Yay! Hasn't it been quiet, hey? Indeed. Yeah. Well, you know, you can salivate this week. If you haven't been watching any synth shows, we're going to show you a couple of new hardware synths that have come out and a couple that you can't get your hands on as well. And... not only is Ian going to crack his fingers with the On This Day, but we've also got a couple of scammy type things in Price Watch this week. I thought I'd do a Price Watch. We haven't done one for a while, so we'll squeeze that in. Great Synth Quiz this week. I'm hoping that it'll get a few people scratching their heads. Good. Making it hard for you to Google the answers. Yeah, it's my cape. What else? And we got... lots of memes. This week with memes, I have to admit, guys, if you're creating memes out there, I'm very disappointed. And in fact, you can all go to the principal's office and explain yourselves, because I did not find a single meme to share in social media this week. So guess what I had to do?
You can make one.
I had to go through the archives.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh.
And we have got a shite load of memes in our archives, so don't worry. I knew this day would come one day where we're going to have to go back into like 400,000 meme photos that I've got stored in the archives. And I went back to 2020. And I thought, just to be weird this week, we're going to start the show off with Funny Side. Don't worry, you'll get how's your day been and week been, and that'll come. Don't worry about it. I know it really annoys people when I do stuff like this, because it's kind of like, you've just broken the sequence. What's going on?
It's just you've made it different. That's good.
Yes,
different is good.
Good randomizing things are good. How's the typo going here, guys? Do we have a VCA or do we have a VCF? Which one do we have? We definitely have a VCF on the right. But we definitely don't have a VCF. Now, Chris, I'm thinking Eurorack can be pretty confusing for most people.
Yes.
Behringer are going out all stops to confuse people.
Yeah. Including self-contradicting on the same page. Yeah. It's real genius.
Yeah. Marketing department, cutting and pasting isn't always your friend. I just want to point that one out.
And it's legendary according to the text. So, it's
everything's
a legendary
legendary.
mistake.
I think they've been talking to Trump. It's legendary.
It's bigly, very bigly.
And Behringer are good at starting with templates.
By the way, if you're wondering where I got this photo from, I took it. That's my thumb there, and it's probably about 4 or 5 years old, that photo. So there you go. Next, what else have we got? We've got retracing your last eurorack patch. This is our method.
Wow.
That's why I don't do modular.
Daren, do you remember these?
That's why
Vaguely,
we've stopped taking photos.
Some of them, yeah.
There's been a few
looks
brain
like
cells gone missing in between.
Yeah, famous Italian icon with the head with the 3 legs coming out of it. Looks like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
And that
a
was
mystical
probably
symbol.
That's probably
Yes.
done before AI.
Mm.
Whereas that AI will do that for you instantaneously.
I haven't seen Robbie on the show for a while. Robbie Puricelli. Big shout out to you, mate, if you've been watching on the replays. I thought of you with this because I know you absolutely hate Eurorack. And this is probably like the reason why. Because cables are just going everywhere. In this particular case, arms and legs. Let's keep going. Oh, our favourite body here. What we're doing here is we're analog versus digital. This is what we're doing. No, we're out of the box and in the box. Now, if you're out of the box, he doesn't like that. He's in the box. He's willing to put up with software updates. That's what he's willing to put up with. He says, I don't care. I'm just going to do... In fact, I actually think this meme's, 6 years old. I think this has come back. It's come back around. It's done the 360 because I think where a lot of people are actually getting into software at the moment. Hardware is kind of on the nose because of budgets and stuff, and software is where the money's been spent. And if you ask any of the VST developers, they'll tell you that is true, and they're all jumping on it at the moment.
Yeah.
So he was right. This guy was right. Anyway.
Well, software's more portable too. Put a lot of stuff in a laptop.
Yeah.
So.
I just don't like that screen, Andy.
Yeah, well.
And having to
For
re-enter my
Microsoft
passwords.
products too. So.
All right. Next. Model D plus the Mondrian is the matriarch. Yay!
Yes.
I remember when the matriarch came out, I thought, oh my God. Daren, do you remember this? We thought it should have been Eurorack modules, and it wasn't.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be separate. They were going to fit them into the keyboard, didn't we?
Mm.
Before finger keys came out.
Indeed.
Unfortunately,
Well, EMS was the first with that thing, with the classroom synth that had the multicolored panels in it.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else do we have? We have the great song ideas I've made in the shower, volume 1 of 16.
Jesus, only up to
Should
16.
have stayed in the shower.
It's a waterproof book. The problem with that book is it gets written into, but it never gets reopened ever again. It just gets left
Gets
on the
mold
shelf.
on it from being in the shower. It's all moldy.
It's all moldy, yeah.
Yeah.
And this was the album cover that I came up with when it was all the rage of doing Volca jokes. This is the Volca Bumbos and the Behringer clones
I saw that one.
featuring In the Butt. That's the famous song that was in it. Oh, there you go. Album covers we do. All right, let's start.
That was the Eddie Murphy song, "Boogie in Your Butt."
Boogie in Your Butt. That's Ace Ventura, by the way, if you didn't work that one out. There we go. You can vote. ! Vote for your favourite meme of the week. 0 being a Behringer typo. Number 1 is Eurorack patch management. Number 2 is hardware versus software. Number 3 is Mondrian. Number 4 is the song ideas book, in the shower that is. And number 5 is the Volca Bumbos album cover. Interesting. See what happens with this one. Yes, indeed. They're voting people. That's what they're doing. We'll let them vote. And while they're voting, we can do How's Your Week Been? What do you reckon? I think that's a great idea. And Daren's just about to walk out the door because he thinks he's going to escape when it's about to happen.
Come back, Daren. All is forgiven.
Let's do. Everyone's been waiting for it. I have to tell you, this show is going to have 1,000 more views because of this. Daren, how's your week been?
I have not been in the studio until today because it's been that hot for the past couple of weeks. Okay, the past few days have now cooled down, and we've got forest fires now from mall and fires are all the way around. But it's the first time in the studio, I'm afraid. But I have been doing my case. So if you've been looking on Facebook, you'll see little bits of my case.
I saw that.
More will be coming. More bits will be coming.
I saw the power
Chris
connections.
will be happy with me because of the power connections, yes. And there's 4 major outs on the case, 4 quarter-inch jacks on the case, which are stereo or 2 mono left and right, which can be switched from 2 mono left to right, and 2 stereo ins that can be ins or outs, and I can switch them to be 2 mono ins, 2 stereo ins or outs, and then two pairs of stereo ins. If that makes it's complicated to say it, but yeah, so I can have.
This is the first time you've actually thought about it, isn't it, Daren?
It is
actually. You say it aloud.
No, I thought, actually, yeah. So basically, I can have them in pretty much any combination I want with my four stereo outs. So it can be mono, stereo in. Oh, my bloody door keeps opening. I've got the window open to try and cool it down. But that's basically my week. I've been working on the case.
Nice. You've just broken the internet with that. You have. It's amazing.
I have. Oh, look at that. You've got. Oh. Yes, 7,000 watching all of a sudden.
Yeah. How did that happen? Wow.
Oh,
fantastic. Good job, mate. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Just check the Facebook page. You'll see things slowly progressing.
Good job. Awesome. And we're going to go across to the other side of the world where Andy's there. He's actually behind the curtain. And we all want to know what's on the other side of the curtain, Andy. It's been asked. Trust me. This is a serious question.
This is the Black Lodge. You follow David Lynch stuff. This is the Black Lodge here. So I'm going to start talking backward again. So I got a nice 30-minute nap. So that was good. I'm a little bit refreshed. So
wow.
That's nice. No power nap.
Even bother?
It actually helps. It sounds stupid, but I'm one of those lucky types that can actually take a short nap and at least get a little boost for a little bit until I crash again. But anyway, so just busy as hell, getting ready for lots of stuff. No time to make any music lately. Missed hardware jams for weeks and weeks and weeks. Daren's been in his studio today. I haven't been in my studio for I don't know how many weeks. Not even stepped foot in it. So, but there's some good stuff coming up. Not necessarily music related. Vintage Computer Festival West coverage next weekend, not this weekend. So if you like nerdy computer geek stuff from the old days, way old days, like late 70s all the way up to modern era, and some stuff in between. Even there's a whole UK table, so there's a lot of Timex Sinclair, all that chip-based stuff, the Z80 chipset, all that stuff, and a bunch of other cool stuff, mobile devices, weird homemade computer stuff, and you never know what's going to show up. Last time it was a big Amiga celebration. It was like some kind of anniversary for the Amiga, so they had some kind of reissue stuff. It was kind of interesting. But so that's next weekend. Weekend after is California Extreme. It's a coin-op video game extravaganza where people bring their coin-op games from all over the world, mainly the U.S., but all over the world. So you get to play stuff from the 70s all the way up to modern times, and even some older stuff. There's like mechanical stuff where you shoot the little bear and a bear goes back and forth, and it's all mechanical. But they have like vector games and really simple, like the original Space War game. which was a very simple game, to the table flipping game. Wagu's probably seen this. It's a famous Japanese game in the arcades. It's a table flip game. You pound the table a bunch of times, and depending on the scenario, whether it's Bridezilla or the angry father at the dinner table, you pound it a bunch of times. It builds up a meter, and then you flip this plastic table, and all of a sudden all the stuff flies around in slow motion. All the people, all the food, and the more damage you cause, the better your score is. So there's fun stuff like that there. So there'll be live coverage of that again. I do that pretty much every year. And then the big announcement, you guys have heard this already, but I'm going to be in the UK in September for a few days, as well as Paris for a few days. And so I'm going to try set up a day to go to Kent's. Maybe some people can meet me there who can't make it to
definitely.
London or whatever. And then wherever else I can meet people in some other kind of city, if I have time to get to another city nearby, but not quite that far down, or wherever it happens to be, to meet more people. It'd always be great to meet people in person, because I meet all you guys online. It's all great, but I've only met Grace and a handful of other people out and about at various festivals and things like that, like NAMM and other events. But it'd be nice to meet more people on your own turf. So maybe drop some hints in the chat if you can think about it, where a good city to meet would be other than the greater London area. And if I have time to Uber out there or train out there or whatever the hell it is, I can meet some more of you guys. So that's about it. Thanks. Ranzee?
He's gone to sleep.
Hey, Andy. we were talking in the chat, and we thought the curtain behind you is actually not a curtain. In fact, it's actually the skirt or the hem of a 50-foot woman, which was Wagu's idea.
True.
And then I immediately thought to myself, actually, you know what it is? It's the woman from Pink Floyd, The Wall. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well,
kids
to be
are
honest, it's the dress of a 50-foot jelly wrestler, so that's for you, Ian.
Hey, there you go.
Well, speaking of Ian, how's your week been?
What do you mean, speaking of Ian and the jelly wrestlers? Right, okay.
Segues, it's all about segues.
Andy, I can definitely come and meet you in London, and I could definitely see you at Kent's. It's probably easy to get into London, but I'm happy to go over to Kent's as well. I do need to go to Kent's because he's still got my bloody cue card, which he's had for a year, and that's my bad for not picking it up. Yeah. So what have I been up to? So nice weekend in London with the fam, hanging out with my 2-week-old granddaughter, who has now opened her eyes just but fell asleep again. And Mr. Giggler, which is Alice. And then we came back on Monday night, and I've been tool man all week. I've been doing DIY. I've been fixing my printer. I've been fixing the bike, the rear. I got a puncture in my bike, my push bike. Battery went on my motorbike, so I've been doing all of that sort of stuff, and I have been practicing these songs for this covers band in September. I'm about 20 songs in now, but suddenly discovered that the Korg PS60 has got a dodgy note, a dodgy F sharp. So I've been spraying switch cleaner down it. Really, I thought I'm not taking the whole bloody keyboard out because it's probably beyond my capabilities, if I'm honest. So yeah, no, it's been all right actually this week. Just learning songs, doing stuff. Fixing stuff. I've been on my own all week. Jane came back last night. So, yeah, good week. Happy to be here. Although won't be here next week. I'm at a family wedding.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Now, heading a bit closer to home. Hey, Chris, how's your week been?
Not a great deal to report this week because I've been fairly busy. But I still managed to get some time in the studio. So that's good. Today I was loading Logue oscillators onto my Minilog XD over there. Got a whole list of them, but most of them are paid or you have to donationware or something like that. So I need to do a bit of thinking about which ones I'm going to try first. But Yep, problem for another time. Been printing a few things. Printing something biggish, which is on my bench behind me, but you can't tell what it is because it's behind me. But it's related to makeshift, modular, and light. That's all I'm going to say about that. You'll see it. During the week, usual business admin and software development, debugging, and testing with the modular stuff. So it's a quick one this week, Rance.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. Yeah. Awesome. And I think I'll have to do some little tweaking here, but we've got a Zoom guest who's just popped in, and you guys know our Zoom guest is Jamie, as we know him, is GeoSynths. How you going, Jamie?
Hey!
Hiya. Hello, everybody.
Hey, Jamie.
Hope you're all
Hi,
very well.
How's
Yes,
it going?
yes. It's been a bit of an absence. Sorry, I've got my fan on. Don't know what your studios are like, but once it's been on for 20 minutes, it's like a furnace. So yeah, it's been a while. And I thought I'd just jump on. I didn't ask Ranzee. I do apologise. I should have said something beforehand. But I saw the thumbnail with the Synth 2 on it, and I thought, I've got to jump on for that. So, yeah.
Oh, great.
That's awesome.
I think we're all excited about it, aren't we?
Good to see you, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you too, Ian.
Now,
How's it going, Jamie?
Yeah, it's all right, Daren. You?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. It's been baking hot up here as usual.
Yeah. I saw you were doing your rig again. Sorry, I'm interrupting here. You carry on. Sorry, Ron.
Yeah.
No, you can interrupt.
No.
No.
Well, I saw that you've done, because Daren has these really intricate live setups, and the wiring and everything is perfect. It's in all, it's like a work of art. So I saw your latest one that you put together.
Yeah, this is rig 3. This is trying to make it compact but bigger.
Darren
Still
just
be
likes
heavy
showing
though,
his
man.
rig. He's pretty buff.
Oh. Yeah.
Just tackle.
with a 5-hour set as well, which is to go with the rig.
Wow.
Wow.
So just aiming small.
Just
Yes.
aiming
Yeah,
small,
yeah.
Hey,
Typical
I've got a light
Daren,
idea.
modest.
guys, let's say hello to the chatties because they've been patiently. You know what the chatties want to do? How's your week been? Do it, guys. Do it in chat. Let us know how your week's been.
Yeah.
But I can say that Wags was first today, saying good day to everyone. Big hello to you, Steve Smith there, saying aloha. I think Smithy, are you in Hawaii or something? I'm not sure what you're doing. Floppy Winkle says hello. Big hello to you. And then you got Thomas Yon. Big hello to you guys. I'm going to scream through the list. There's quite a few you guys this week. Lady Aptitude's there. Big hello. Droigan. It's basically hello to all these people that I say. Sean the breathalyzer's there. Vicky's there. Who else? Matt Brown. I've got to scroll now. Oh dear.
That's good.
Yes, it is. It's very good.
It's good, yeah.
Yeah.
Good to see everyone.
Your name here, the best nick ever for a YouTube handle, I think. Kent's there. Big hello to Kent. Nice to see you, buddy. And it looks like you're going to be seeing Buggerlugs, Andy. So that's good. Aaron Wooster. Big hello to Aaron. I don't know if I've seen Aaron Wooster in our channel before, so if you're new, fantastic. That's awesome. Steve's there, Cresshead. Big hello to you, buddy. And we don't say hello to our bot because, Dennis is an idiot. So
Oh, yeah, we do. Hello, Dennis.
we got JX3D. Henrik, hello to you, buds. Nice to have you. And I think that'll probably do because I've lost my place now. And I'm worried that I'm going to say someone's name twice and it's going to be embarrassing. That's what happens.
Everyone.
Yes. Hey, should we do a synth quiz? What do you reckon? Who's in for a synth quiz?
I have paper.
Ooh, here we go. Oh, indeed. Now, I can't remember. I've reset it. I have. Okay, cool. Let's start the quiz. We've got Dennis, the quiz bot. He's going to be jumping into the chat in a sec and letting you know that you can start the quiz. Now, the first clue this week, clue number 1. Just waiting for Dennis. Come on, Dennis. Get off your ass. There we go.
Nice.
Magnetic reed switches is your first clue this week. Now I think that should just about guarantee you should be able to work it out from that. And I thought I'd go with the giveaway one at first, because I just wanted to see, because normally I do the giveaway one as the third clue, but this week I've done it as the first. Now, guys, the instructions are what Patch Cable Bot says in the chat. You type in ! Synth Quiz and then a space, and then you put your guess. And you press enter, of course, to register that. And then he'll log it into his little data bank. I don't know what you call it, Chris. Text file, something.
Database.
Python script.
And it's a JSON file.
Yeah, it's probably a JSON file. There you go. So put your guesses in. Don't forget, there's 3 clues that are going to appear. That's the first, and there's another 2 at random stages during the show. So if you don't think you've quite worked it out yet, you can hang around and wait for the other clues, and then you can put your guess in. And then Bicky says he ain't got a clue because you probably need some more clues. Let's do news. Here we go, straight off the cabs rank. Here we go. We're going to do the SynthAddict is how they're saying it, I believe. SynthAddict. Interesting looking thing, isn't it? And we got a little sneak peek of this a few weeks ago, and I was kind of giving you guys hints that this thing was a big monolithic type synth on its way out. But we now can see it. There's a video up. We're going to share the video first, I think, and then we're going to have a chat about it. Now let me just see why I can't see the video. There's always tech problems with this stupid computer. I just need to get a new computer, I think. That'll be my excuse to the wife. I'll just say to her, look, I'm having too many tech problems. I'm going to need a new computer. I can't see it yet. Still can't see it. No. Come on. Sorry, I've just got a little tech problem here. I just need to fix it. And I'm using like a video feed. There we go. I can see it now. It's like it's changed its settings. There we go. There's the video. Here we go. Let's watch this. Great little intro, I thought. There's a few other vids on the channel, which we could probably have a little poke at later. There we go. That is the SynthAddict. It's a bespoke boutique hardware synth created by Tom Horn, and I believe it's a Polish development team that's behind it. Designed for sound designers and keyboardists. They're kind of seeking that tactile experience. I think they've got it. It combines a vast wavetable architecture with an expansive physical control surface, premium solid wood. Absolutely is that premium solid wood. And you got any good synth has got a good wood end on it, hasn't it? Anyway, he's basically marketing this thing as an unlike a mass-produced synth. So this is kind of his, he doesn't want it to come across like it's a mass-produced synth. It is built to order, so you actually have to individually order these. And you get some customizations available to you for casing finishes, mechanical options, and functional tweaks. And at its core, it features a massive 60-voice polyphonic engine driven by 5 oscillators and a 3 gigabyte waveform library. So I'm guessing this thing's a digital in its heart, obviously from the sounds of that. The physical control panel is designed for deep tactical sound design, boasting 120 dedicated potentiometers 9 rotary encoders. This is just for Chris because I want him to salivate. 36 function buttons and 4 crisp OLED displays, coupled with a motion recording for every knob. Integrated 16-step polyphonic sequencer and a premium FATAR keyboard. The Synth-H2 brings the gap between classic flagships and synth ergonomics and modern wavetable synth power. I've got a whole bunch of specs and stuff here, but basically you guys probably want to know the price. The price is sitting down price, guys. The price is, there's 3 different versions. There's a desktop version, a fixed panel version, and a folding panel version. So let's go from, we'll just do US to make it easy and everyone can convert from there. 6,320 US for the desktop to 7,630 US for the folding panel. And that's based on some conversions, I think, from Euro. So the Euro prices are actually where that's coming from. So 5,800 euros to 6,999 euros is the price. Who wants to talk about this? I think Jamie does.
Yeah, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's bold, it's big, it's huge, it's a statement, and while it's not anything new sort of in terms of technical things, I think that's what we all think about. Like when you look at the price tag, you think it must have X number of things, but I think from watching I think the first video I saw was the Polish one, so it's all in Polish, but you can do the auto translate to English. So I learned a great deal from that. And plus I emailed him because I wanted to find out a little bit more about it, and it's just really the kind of architecture, because even though it tells you it's sample based, I wanted to know if it had things like a virtual analog sort of oscillator, but things like pulse width modulation, so you can do it rather than it being baked into a sample. And it's mainly because I did sort of patches for the Prophet X, and what I did is sample 22 of my synths, every single key, just the oscillators wide open, and I used that as the source. So one of the questions was whether you can load in your own samples, and he said you can't yet, but you can. It might be something you can kind of work on. But it's got 5 oscillators. The first 4 are multi-samples, 128 multi-waves each, and the 5th is like a sort of a single sample, which you can then stretch. But I overall I love the sound of this thing so far. I mean, there's only been a few videos, and just from what I've heard, it just sounds great, and it's all pretty much one knob per function, a bit like the kind of sequential Prophet 6, OB6, Trigon, those type of things. So there's not loads of hidden kind of menus. But yeah, it's a big chunk of change, but so was my Moog 1. So, it might be it might be some. I'm still driving a 10-year-old car, so why not? Why not? Why not buy a Synthy 2?
Yeah, absolutely. 18 dB per octave low pass, band pass, and high pass filter on it too. I'm guessing that's a digital emulation filter as well, because I'm thinking the whole thing behind it is DSP chips. Who else wants to talk about this? How do you guys? Lots of memory slots.
I'd just say I wish I'd got 6,000 quid just lying around, nothing to do with it. Because I think it looks
inheritance.
Looks great.
I think
only red light.
The only downside is I'd need a bigger studio.
You could sell something, Daren.
Yeah. Sell your body, play a tune at the same time.
I need to get some money though, not put people off.
He's got a cult following, Jamie. He does.
Very nice.
It is very cult following. Yeah, very cult. I'm like Andy though. I don't seem to sell things. I like to keep things because you never know. So I'd have to stack, like you said, I'd have to go above myself and just have that Synthy 2 just at the back here.
I think
it looks really nice.
I think it's going to come down to, guys, is what Jamie was saying is like the multi-wave oscillators and what you can do with them.
Well, once Jamie's done some patches for it.
Absolutely.
That's true.
It'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be good to, get my hands on it. Yeah. I ain't got no room for it, mind. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Also, let's complain about the price. It is a custom build, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
if the guy's
mean,
building to
I don't
order, that
think
makes sense.
I don't think
we
it's.
see
I don't
that,
think it's that overpriced compared when you like say when you
No,
say
I
the
don't
Mod 1 and things like
Yeah.
that. So
He said
I thought the
he
price
does
was
2 a month.
fair.
He builds 2 a month.
That's pretty good,
Thing. So
I can fully
It's
understand that. It's probably
definitely not
it's probably a
large.
small show what they've got there. And you know, I remember when I was building my eurorack cabinet, it took me ages, especially when you start working with the wood and you're doing it by hand. And he's made a pretty big point about how these things are not mass produced, so he's putting probably all the bits together himself in the old-fashioned way, which is actually probably a cool thing, and it will make these things quite sought after, I guess. They're not going to be flying out the door, so whoever gets their hands on one.
It's not something you'd flip. You know, well, it's like you buy a synth and 6 months later you're selling it. It's not a synth that you would flip. It's there. It's going to be there for until it breaks, I suppose. It's one of those type of keepers.
Yeah,
Who knows? It might be one of those.
Grand piano, putting that in your house. But as I said,
that's a good explanation. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think also
panels.
I think also it adds something a little different to the synth market, doesn't it? Because we've had a lot of analog and virtual analog lately, so this is kind of heading more into the direction I guess a lot of well-liked plugins kind of tread, but as a physical synth. So that's to be applauded. It gives you a different option.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's a synth. You know when you get a VTS plugin, and they always have like a photo of the synth, and sometimes you think, oh, is that the synth coming out? But it's just a VTS plugin. That looks like what it is, but it is actually a synth.
That's what I was thinking. It kind of looks like a plugin made real, a bit. But
yeah, the screens makes me think of the
yeah.
Solaris. The Solaris had a bunch of those little scribble strips on them. So.
There's a nice little sort of. I'm going to zoom in and kind of muck around with this.
I'm picking up on what Jamie said.
Sequential
Definitely has that vibe, doesn't it? With the knobs.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like, and it might be it's because it's a prototype, is you can see the screws on the flexing the front panel, and that would drive me nuts.
Yeah, you reckon I should go studded?
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to see anything.
Yeah, welded studs would probably go better, wouldn't it? Yeah.
So these
from the back.
These are your oscillator selection. This is the oscillator selection where you select your multi-wave and your single wave. There's also a noise source in the oscillator selection as well. And then you've got below that your LFO envelopes down the bottom. Then you've got your kind of your filter over there and your sequencer. So, I mean, it's a fairly standard sort of layout, I feel. It doesn't seem to be
It's not just
too
a little
complex.
Raspberry Pi behind it, anyway.
Yeah. It is a simple kind of architecture, really, apart from the fact that it's 5 oscillators and I really like the motion control on it. Sometimes if you want to have, the rate of like one LFO changing the rate of another, while that's applied to the filter, so you get like a kind of bouncing ball effect. But that you just dial it in and record it in real time, and it plays it back polyphonically or whatever, which is it's a nice little touch. That
It's also got that little joystick down the bottom left, I noticed.
Oh yeah.
So that may be interesting to some people.
That's good for scale as well. That's the one that's on the Dopefer. Is it the Dopefer modules, Eurorack? And you think about how much space that takes up. That gives you some idea of the size of this thing.
Well, they're full-size keys.
It's quite big.
That's pretty big. Yeah. That particular type of component is usually found in video editing controllers as well. So I can tell you that's actually really high-end, that joystick. So it should last. Should take a bit of a beating, that's for sure. I'm okay with joysticks on the side of synths. It doesn't always have to be a mod wheel. I kind of don't mind the old XY movement of a joystick.
Well, the stick planer too is very nice. It doesn't have that rubber gasket, but it's very nice.
Yeah. Now,
Mode will do it, don't they?
Yeah, Mode will do it. I'm wondering if it's one of those centering ones,
Yeah.
or if it's one that sort of you have to sort of. I've seen there's 3 different types I've seen.
But wasn't there a whole button there, so it might not automatically go back
Mini
to the
loggers.
center.
Yeah, because
Or if it goes back, it goes back to the center, but you can put it into whole mode.
well, I think it's
that might be a
digitally held, so
possibility.
the stick would probably would hold it to where you want it, press the button down, and it would keep
Press
that
the
value.
hold button and then let it go
But
back.
the stick would still reset. But I actually mechanically have seen 3 different types, and you can get ones that have got the mechanical controls that will let you like brake, where it's like a little handbrake type thing, where it's setting, but you kind of need an extra hand to do that. So you're running out of hands. You need an octopus to play this. But yeah, it's cool.
The one on the X station, that Ovation X station, has a little physical switch on the bottom.
Yep.
So you can make it
push it.
hard, go to one way, or you can make it free flowing.
Yeah, it sort of frees up. Yeah, I'm just wondering what sort that is. It doesn't actually say that I could work out, but someone might know. The back of it, audio input. Oh, excuse me. Audio input and output has balanced XLR. I'm trying to find a photo of the back of it. Actually, I don't know if I can find one. And it has dedicated stereo audio input feeding the internal FX engine. Now, we didn't talk about FX. It does have DSP FX.
My rig.
Yeah.
Some nice shimmer going on there.
Well, it's got drive, ensemble, phaser, delay, reverb, and an equalizer in the effects section. So that's what he's offering now. I'm guessing that would possibly be something that he could add to, because it's software-based effects. So that would possibly be an area where he could change things. Like Jamie was saying, he might have an area where he can change things with his oscillators. FX might be another area where he can add effects and stuff to it.
So it doesn't say he's using a third-party effects setup. It's programmed in.
It's built into his the synth. So there's you'll find there's like a section on the panel where you actually dial up the effects. If you go and have a bit of a closer look at the photos, you'll see it in there. The sequencer we mentioned before, it does have a sequencer and it has 16 steps. But it is this is the interesting thing. So it is a multitasking polyphonic sequencer. So because it is a polyphonic synth. Jamie mentioned that it does have
Parameter locking.
Memories on the panel as well. So I'm just wondering if that's what that multitasking means with the sequencer. So maybe you would get a step happening and you would change anything on the panel and it would remember that via the panel in those steps. So that would be a cool thing, because you could come up with some very interesting sequences on that. Some patches, if you think about some of the coolest patches ever made, are actual sequences that actually make the patch come alive. And having a good sort of hardware parameter sort of setup with that is also very, very important. Sounds like it's been thought through, that's for sure. So you guys...
it's not cheap. It's not cheap, obviously, but then again, as sort of you pointed out a little bit in your sort of preview of the stream, at last, since there hasn't really been a lot of hardware since, and what there has been have just shot up in price. Existing synthesizers, it's just silly money to some of them, apart from Behringer, where everything seems to go south. Soon they'll be paying us to get them off them, but you see the others, like Sequential. I love Sequential, but the prices, UK prices now are there, are just ridiculous, crazy money. So when you think of this, yes, it'd be nice if it did this, did that, and did all these other things. But just on the face of it, I really like the sound of it. You talked there about the effects. I think they're really lush and kind of hi-fi. Some effects that on some synths are absolutely awful, and you just don't use them. Or you have them so low down that they don't, sort of grate your ears. Yeah, I really like it. Obviously, I want to find out more about it all, but I am interested. I won't lie, I'm interested in it.
Yeah, I think the other thing to do with effects too is I kind of feel like a lot of the effects are just copy and paste code from these public libraries that you can download. If you're into sort of software development of synths, you'll start to see the same stuff appear everywhere. And
it's like FX8 where they just have the cloned effects from different things. So.
And if you start hearing the thing with us musicians is we hear the same effects. We aren't excited by it because it's not anything new. It's just you're just adding that effect to a synth that someone else has designed. And I don't know, it's a bit of a disappointment in a way. Like, you should make an effort. Everything that you do when you're designing a synth should actually be thought through from start to finish. You shouldn't band-aid something in or rush a corner of that. And effects is a really big part because that's the end of your signal chain, and it really does change the way things sound. So if you've got crap effects, like Jamie said, the last thing you want to do is, most people just won't use them, and it's kind of disappointing because you're actually technically paying for that feature that's in that. So all right, I think we have given that a good run. What do you think? Can we go on to the next? You guys happy?
Go for it.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, sure.
Alrighty. The next thing we've got on the news is this thing, the Jar Lab 1. This was another interesting thing that came up during the week. And I think, okay, the first thing I'm going to tell you, this is a custom job that's been made for Jean-Michel Jarre by Synthesla. But this guy needs to make this for the public. Don't you think this looks incredible? This thing looks
I love those.
like a crazy
I love
I
those
don't know,
styles.
radio workshop type thing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
1950s, isn't it? It's
Absolutely
brilliant.
incredible.
Like when you go to like a science museum and they've got all these interactive things that you do, that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah. Now,
It's like something Charles Babbage would be spruiking at a Steam convention.
Steam convention, maybe that's what it is. It's Steam.
And we've got
powered.
this. It's called a
Steam powered.
synthesizer. Yes.
well, let me tell you a little. I'll tell you a little bit about this
Stirling
first.
engine.
Well, I'm really disappointed because I couldn't find. I did a bit of search. I spent about 2 hours putting the show together today, and I couldn't find anything that showed me how it sounds. I do have something from Synthesla, one of their modular things to show you, and it will give you a sort of a feel and a look at something close up anyway. So I feel like it's good enough. But anyway, he's designed this for Jean-Michel Jarre, as I mentioned before, and basically Jarre, as in he, asked for a centerpiece synthesizer, and basically he wasn't happy with standard production or mass production. There's that word again, mass-produced synthesizers. He wasn't happy with it. So the guy Pierre-Jean Tardivaux is the designer behind Synthesla, and he spent 3 months handcrafting a custom one-of-a-kind instrument called the Jarre Lab 1. And it's known for, the guy Synthesla is known for crafting futuristic steampunk instruments, that's that word, steampunk, including high-profile builds like the Giorgio 3 modular system for Hans Zimmer. The Tardivaux brought the Synthesla back to its classic, authentic roots for this build, and he commissioned by Jarre to do it. It's a 4-voice hybrid sound engine with retro visual controls and a custom tactile player. So it takes I reckon it's very visually strong, this thing. It takes inspiration from one of his masterpieces that he made in 2022, the Synthesla V2, built as a striking red tower. The front panel is divided into 4 distinct visual and control zones. It features oversized backlit dials, industrial-type rotary selectors, and continuous retro visual feedback, giving the synth the look of an alternative history power grid controller. I like that, power grid controller. Yeah, we didn't think of that.
It looks like test equipment, sort of like the stuff Heinbach uses all the time.
Absolutely. And I think that's cool. It invites you, doesn't it? Under the hood, it's completely new control architecture along hybrid sound engine. The instrument bridges classic analog warmth with modern digital flexibility, delivering lush analog pads and classic lead sounds along aggressive and saturated timbres. The engine itself is a hybrid polyphonic engine. It features a 4-voice polyphony powered by dual analog oscillators per voice and complemented by digital custom oscillators for an expanded sonic range. So that's interesting. Expressive performance controls outfitted with the full-size 61 for tar keypad with a traditional pitch modulation wheels and an oversized performance joystick controller. You can see the joystick just kind of almost like it's missing in the photo, but it's there.
Black.
Yeah, on the left-hand side. There's dual filters with cutoff, built specifically to what Jar asked him. He wanted voltage controlled filters. Cutoff can be manipulated simultaneously by either using a traditional rotary potentiometer or a smooth linear slider. Now, I don't know if you've ever watched Jean-Michel Jarre perform, but he has over 40, 50 years customized his filters. And the most famous one, you probably might remember seeing, there's an ARP 2600 and then there's this box with a massive knob on it. And you would have seen this on his Oxygen remake in 2007. And that box with the knob on it is his custom filter control, because he just wants that, straight to the big knob and cut off away. Off he goes. So he's asked this guy to put something similar in then. Analog tone shaping includes dedicated stereo analog saturation distortion stage, a 3-band master equalizer, and an integrated audio mixer equipped with external FX insert loop. So it doesn't have FX on it, but is included an FX insert into it. But then, no, it does have FX in it. It says here that it has a multi-FX processor involving modulation effects, stereo delay, and a rich reverb. Okay, so I wonder what the insert loop is for. Maybe it's for extra stuff, like putting your small stone
pedals
phaser into it or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Sequencer and arpeggiator includes a classic 16-step digital sequencer alongside a flexible multi-mode arpeggiator. And obviously you've got that beautiful steampunk design. Let's have a look at... Now, this is not the synth. This is a little bit disappointing. I wish we really could see a video on this thing, but... This is one of his modules, and just have a look at the design of these. They are really busy looking. They look really industrial, but have a listen.
Wow.
I just want to stop it there because his hand's out of the way. What I love about this is the massive tuning frequency, U-shaped, upside down U-shaped thing there.
It's like a world band radio.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, yes.
And then you've got these kind of like magnifiers on the dials onto the left of it, where you can, and there's a little backlit thing. It is so cool. Let me make this bigger so you guys can see it full screen.
It's kind of mixed media.
Sorry, Jamie, I'm just going to pop you off for a sec.
It's not just electronics and knobs. It's
yeah,
sort of a bit of
glass
work.
This is where I was looking just there before that. It's kind of like backlit, and it's got like a little magnifying lens on it, so you can see the numbers better. It's real sort of like 40s, World War II type stuff. And then the other thing that really interested me, and this has got nothing to do with that synth, by the way, that we were just looking at, but the thoughts behind the engineering here is crazy. So there's your oscillator on the left, right? But on the right, the module, this is basically a complementary module which hooks in with the oscillator and it animates your oscillator. So you've got an animation for fifth, an animation for your sub, and these are phase animations, by the way. And then you've got your wave animation, and then down the bottom you've got your fundamental controls. I think it's just very, very clever. It's just so cool. So I can see why Jean-Michel Jarre's got excited about this guy and built this thing.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The only thing he's missing is Vernier dials, like on the Synthia AKS or something. So.
Well, that's for the Synthy, isn't it? So yeah. Now no price. Obviously, it was a one-off handcrafted thing. But guys, don't you reckon he should build this for the masses? What do you reckon?
Definitely, absolutely.
Yeah, it'd be great. It's so unique looking, isn't it? I mean, like you say, that Shah was saying, mass-produced synths, and they are, a lot of synths are boring looking, aren't they? They're functional, but they're boring looking. Looking. This would just like excite you to sit in front of and sort of make sounds and explore, and you dive into the different areas a lot more because it is a bit more, appealing. Oh, what's that do? What's that do? Yeah, I can see myself spending hours with this thing. Either that or traveling through time, because it does look like something from the time machine.
Yeah.
It's part of the TARDIS.
Yes, that all.
All of a sudden, Jamie disappears after he's been playing with the synth.
I like that colour scheme of red and white and brass. It's giving me some ideas.
Well, I'm definitely a fan. I mean, I spent, like I said, about 2 hours kind of researching this today, and I just thought to myself, this guy has got some incredible ideas. And just looking at the designs of his modules, and then obviously look at the design of that's just incredible. He's got some talent, and you can see why people are asking for it. So Hans Zimmer and Jean-Michel Jarre are pretty big names in the synth world, aren't they? So they're not stupid people, those guys. That's for sure.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, something like this is very rare to see. And many of us, including myself, are like of a certain age. And will in 20 years' time this type of thing be around? Will there be the skills for this to be built? I don't know. Mind you, we'll probably all been killed by AI by then. But yeah, it's unique. It's very unique. And someone's got flying cars. Yeah,
Jar's flying car. Yeah.
I'll have to pull that video out, shouldn't I?
I know.
Well, anyway,
well, we're getting them in the next few years anyway. Flying taxis.
Are we?
Well, they're in
Manchester.
They're in Poland.
Yeah, Virgin putting a big deal for them. Anyway, that's completely different.
Oh wow.
So the guy's name is Pierre Jean Tardieu. So he's the guy that you need to watch his name, because I think that there might be some people. The way it works in the world is you're either out on your own and you're a pioneer and it's a hard slog, or people snap you up and they go, right, we've employed this guy and he's now our new synth designer. And so someone like Roland or Korg might employ him to design something. I kind of, in a way, I hope that he doesn't get snapped up by one of those big synth manufacturers. I like the fact that he's free at the moment and he's free to come up with his own ideas. And I just think if people can sort of keep throwing cash towards him, that's the best thing to happen, because it's going to keep the lights on and keep the ideas coming, that's for sure. That's a lot better than what I can come up with, that's for sure. You should see some of my stupid drawings. I'll just give up. Yeah. Okay.
I've seen them, they're not that bad.
They're pretty crap compared to this, Chris. You have to admit.
Well, so are mine, and I actually produce them for sale. Yeah. So.
Oh. All right. Now you guys know that I love the SID. I love the SID chip. I'm a big fan of the SID chip, and I'm a big fan of the Commodore 64. And I think I was brought up with enjoying music from the Commodore 64 when I was a kid. And as chip tunes go, I reckon it was pretty cool. It was a pretty cool time to be
Last
around.
Ninja, that was a cool track.
It was. And I used to like Commando, and there were guys like Rob Hubbard who made some really great tunes. And anyway, there's a lady in the UK who built the MIDI SID, and we talked about this a few years ago. Now she's back, and she's made a controller for the MIDI SID synthesizer. And the MIDI SID synthesizer is basically 2 SID chips, which gives you 6 voices. And this little controller is a hardware control surface for it. And I think, it's almost like it's going to have a resurgence in in coolness. So what I'm going to do is she's going to have a chat and she's going to have a play, and I've sort of cut through about halfway through the video so you guys can see her talking and having a play with this. But let's have a look. You'll see the MIDI synth. It's tiny. It's like a tiny little box. There it is there on the right. And this is the controller. So that might refresh a memory of how the MIDI SID used to look. It still does. Let's have a look at what this does.
0. This time I want a synth bass sound, something organ-like. Soften the attack a little release, but mostly on-off, with full sustain. I'm going with triangle wave for the first 2 voices because the effects of the ring modulation seem to work best with that waveform. And for now I'm muting voice 3 so that we can hear what's going on as we set that up. Because of the way ring mod combines 2 waves, it works best with 2 different frequencies, which means detuning one of the voices. And which of the 2 voices is the higher and the lower frequency does make a difference to the effect. I'm going to use the coarse and then the fine to try and dial those 2 a fifth above so that we get that power chord sound. I'll try to tune that in to get rid of the beating that you hear when they're out of tune. Now if I hit the button to modulate voice 2 with voice 1, you can hear the effect. There's more texture, and depending on the note you play, you can hear other frequencies ringing away in there. So that's good, but needs more oomph. So I'll add in voice 3 by unmuting it, and I'll set this to a square wave, and now I can use its sustain control to adjust the mix. For added oomph and bass, I could take that one down an octave. Finally, to shape the note a little, I'll add a filter sweep. I've practiced this so the knobs are in the right place, but there's the difference. It's a fairly subtle and slow sweep, but enough to give the note a little bit of doing. Once again, I can save this sound in a user slot.
Bang. Look at that. So you've just created a patch on a SID chip. How cool is that? That is so cool. Now, the thing is that, guys, is only £175. Not the MIDI SID synth itself, but the controller. It's only £175. What the hell? Is she like... Is that wrong? I don't know if that's right or not. That price seems too cheap.
That's good, that. Especially
how much is the actual unit itself? The SID?
The MIDI SID, I'd need to double check. Let me just grab the link.
£170.
For the MIDI SID?
No, that's not... No, I mean for the controller.
Controller, yeah, £175.
I mean, I know it's physically quite large, but pretty simple.
233 Aussie.
Of switches, potentiometers, LEDs, and a microcontroller, and the MIDI ports.
I can't find the link to get back to where I was. I can only just see the controller on my page here. Sorry. Someone else can find that while I'm doing a show. It's a bit hard for me to do it, but it definitely is. It's 175. It's on that page I was just looking at. So it is a mini Moog style interface. We'll just go back to the photo just so you guys can see it. I like it. It's kind of got those toggle buttons like in the TR-808.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Yeah, they're pretty standard.
$200 for the MIDI SID.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap. By the way, if you do buy the MIDI SID, if you buy the MIDI SID, you actually have to source your own SID chips. Remembering they're from the 1980s.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got 2 choices. You can have an emulation an emulation SID chip, they're pretty good, by the way. The emulation SID chips are pretty good. Or if you're lucky enough, like me, you might have a few SID chips lying around. But just remember, that technology is pretty old.
Like you.
Now, what I love about this is, I don't know if you know much about SID chips, but having all the controls of that chip mapped out like this for you to actually access at a push button is so cool. It is so cool. and then
Well, it
being
makes
able
it
to
into a
save it as a
synth
patch.
again.
Yeah, it's really
Basically
cool.
makes it a synth. You know, it kind of takes it out of that traditional area of being like a nerdy thing to being a standard synth that has a particular sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I think she's going to get some money from me. It does actually have real analog controls on it. They're actual, proper tactile physical potentiometers, sliders, and toggle switches. As you can see in the video, that's exactly what you're getting. All the controls are mapped by MIDI CC, and it's all been pre-configured. So I think there's a little firmware update you do with the MIDI synth itself, and away it goes. And she ships by trackable global all over the world. So watch your Trump tax on that one. But I think we're okay. I think we're safe here in Aussie land. Pretty good, I thought, for 175 quid. Yeah.
I think you'll find it doesn't have a case per se. I think it's one of those sandwich style ones.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm just thinking about all the. There's a few hints about that. The reason why it's not as expensive is because it foregoes a lot of those things that make it expensive.
I really don't have a problem with that. To me, the top plate and the buttons and everything, as long as that's all functional for me, that's good to go.
Yeah.
I mean, you could technically mount that in a little wooden chassis and actually put the little
3D print one
above it and have a little sort of module with the synth and the tactile controls.
It's nice too. It's more edit controls on the Sid Guts Deluxe. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely, way more.
Which still has a lot. It has a lot of settings on it, but.
That's the Sid Guts Deluxe that Andy was talking about, guys. Is a eurorack module made by ALM Busy Circuits. All right, now we had some fun. We definitely had some fun with some hardware, but I do have to. And Jamie, I'm sorry, mate, but I do have to talk about this.
It's fine. I'm interested in that.
I am actually.
Ditto.
Yeah. This is actually probably one that I may actually get my hands on, because I do love that. I'm actually sorry. I'm going to put Andy over the top of it. Obviously, the mini pops. If you guys are wondering what a mini pops is, it was made by Korg back in the real early days. I think they had a different name as well, Univox or something. They had another name for themselves. And
Univox, yeah.
It was kind of like an organ style drum machine. And you guys may know it more if you listen to the album Oxygen by Jean-Michel Jarre. There's another Jean-Michel Jarre thing. God, he's getting his name out there today. That was pretty much what made this, not this particular one. Obviously, this is the Behringer remake, but it's what made it, the sound of it made it famous. Now, one thing I will say is, from what I've been told, and we don't actually have an official release from Behringer yet. This is just hearsay. I think it was the German Amazon website that leaked this. What I've been told is it does have the analog engine in it, and it does mimic there's photos of this about 3 years ago that Behringer have pulled a mini pops apart, and they were showing an engineer with a soldering iron and some multimeters mucking around with it. So apparently it's got all that, and obviously they'll re-engineer it with surface mount components and all that sort of stuff. You can get VSTs that do mini pops, and they are really, really good. They've just sampled the original, because when you think about it, the original didn't have a lot of sound modification. It was just, an analog sound coming out the back of it, and all you had to do was record it and sample it, and then work out the bossa nova drum beat, or the samba, or the waltz. Well, the trick was to do two at, I think there was two at the same time, wasn't it?
Hold two buttons down at the same time.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think this is going to be probably around the 90 US, 80 to 90 US dollar mark. If it's like anything else that Behringer have put out. I mean, that is so cheap, isn't it? I mean, it makes this thing a bit of a toy and a bit of fun, but hey, if they do a reasonable job recreating sounds, and it's an actual analog recreation, I would be more than happy to part with a few dollars for this. What do you guys think?
Well, it's like I said earlier, their prices. Yeah, they are cheap. Their Behringer prices have just dropped and dropped and dropped. They seem to do it every 3 months. They just step down. I mean, like for what I paid for things like the Monopoly and the I have shoved in a cupboard somewhere. Similar ones like 500-600 quid of just like half the price, like the Odyssey ones that they did. They're like a couple £100 now. And Behringer modules, I mean, they're like 30 quid.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got to be making a loss on all of that and getting something in the other way. Whereas, that's what they've done. They sort of dropped the prices and kept it really, really affordable, I suppose, while everyone else has just bumped up the prices. But a weird business model. But here in the UK, I mean, you look on Andertons and they're just throwing them out for next to nothing.
Yeah. I have to say, though, all the eurorack modules I've got from Behringer are still working fine. And I've had some for like 6 years, 5-6 years. Yeah. They're still working fine. So, I mean, if you think about it...
The last one I got,
cheap.
The last one I got was the Skies, which is... It's lovely. Sounds great.
Clouds, yeah.
Which is Clouds, yeah. The mutable instruments clone.
It sounds great. And it was something like £95 or something over there. And... I shoved it in actually. Oh God, what did I put it? Yeah, I picked up one. The Tiger.
Yep.
Tiger. It comes in a module, but also the keyboard. I got the keyboard version of it, and I shoved it in there. And it sounds lovely in there because it's all nice wavefold oscillators.
Yeah,
nice.
Pittsburgh modular thing.
Yeah, it's cracking synth. I got it on eBay for £500.
Wow.
Keyboard. Yeah. There's nothing selling at the moment. You look on eBay on what's ending soon, zero bids. So it's a buyer's market. I mean, I've got stuff up there for sale and can't sell them, but
yeah, you don't want to be in a hurry to sell something right now, abs for sure.
No.
Yeah.
We've talked about
and that's actually one of the reasons why I haven't done a price watch for a while, because we talked about this about a month or two ago where I felt like I felt a bit sad. There was a guy I was reading on social media. There was a guy who was selling his synth, and he showed this progression of, it was at week 1 or month 1 or something like that. There was the price, and then it was kind of like a timeline, and there was another photo of the ad, and the price had gone down £100, and then after a while, he'd just about halved the price of this thing, and he was basically throwing it in the bin. I actually ended up saying to him, mate, you would have actually been better off just keeping it and borrowing money off a family member or something if you're that desperate. I mean, it's sad because that's what was happening, and it was happening. A lot of people were trying me and saying, I can't sell my blah blah blah, it's been sitting there for 6 months. And a lot of musicians, so if you're smart enough, you don't want to just throw your gear away. It's kind of sad. Don't worry, it'll pick back up. These things are cyclic. If you look at the history,
you can put no reserve on it so it doesn't get bought for a cheap price. So
you guys remember, like, Mini Moogs used to sell for next to nothing in the late 80s when they had that digital age and people could buy Mini Moogs for real cheap. There was all these kind of crazy things that happened. If you look at the history of hardware, that's what's happened. Another one's come out as well, and that's this one, the CS Mini. And we did touch on this. When was it? Geez, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And it was a different looking AI render that they showed, but apparently this is the one that is actually coming out. I'm just going to turn Andy off for a sec so we can actually see it. And so there you go. So you can get your CS80 sounds on a little bulker. We'll call it a bulker because that's really what it is, isn't it? And a lot of people will probably go for this because they can have a single voice little CS80-ish sounding.
You get your seesaw, don't you?
You get your seesaw.
Someone's got to send one to Kent. I want him to dial in some
Have a
sounds
ring
on
mob?
and see how close it gets to a CS80.
Yeah.
I mean, I do too, Andy. But I mean, at the end of the day, if it's not accurate, who cares?
I know, but you know what I mean. It's like certain things have a sound, and that's one of those things that's
that
pretty
thing
particular.
That thing will probably be $100. $100.
Like the Arturia, the original Arturia VST sounded nothing like one, but it's still fun to play with. And the new one, according to Ken, has dialed it in. So
Yep. All right. Well, that's the 2 Behringers that have come out. I think one of them's more likely to be hitting the shelves, and that's the CS Mini. The other one is Leak, so we don't know if it's fully supported yet by Behringer, but I wouldn't be surprised. And the last thing that we're going to show this week is some eurorack. And I have to show you this guy, Nonlinear Circuits. He's actually an Australian guy. And I think he's actually based in our city too, Chris, if I remember rightly. Yep.
Andrew. Yep. I'll follow him on Instagram.
I don't know if he knows about us. Anyway, that's fine.
Yeah.
This is a 36-channel filter, basically. It's a spectrum shaper, it's called, if you can't read. Sorry. It's basically LM3900 bass active filters in there, 36 of them.
Okay.
And so what do you do with 36 filters, guys? They're all tuned to different frequencies, aren't they? So what do you get out of that? You get formant. You get a formant filter.
At least.
And at least, yeah. It also has the SSI 2190 VCA integrated into this as well. So they're using SSI chips in this. So it's pretty good. Like, when you think about it, the LM3900 filters with the SSI VCA, that's a good start. Like, you've got some very good technology. You're not going to go wrong with that. I can put these guys back up because we don't need to see the product for half an hour.
Steve Smith, it's a 31 band EQ in drag.
You can get. Actually, Steve, you can get it in white as well, mate. So that will satisfy your mood, your drag mood. It's bipolar. For those who want people that. No, we won't do that joke. Anyway,
don't go there.
Whatever your mood is, yeah.
It does give you a lot of feedback, but yeah, some of it's negative. We won't do jokes. Anyway, Vactral-based noise gating is the thing that got me interested in this. So all of the other stuff I've seen before. I don't know if I've seen 36 of them before, but the Vactral-based noise gating integrated with this, I think, is a pretty cool thing, because what that does is it naturally reduces your noise floor, and it solves a problem when you have potentiometer slides on filters. And if you run them through Vactral-based noise gates, you can actually, you can sort of taper off that sound as it's going through the different channels. So yeah, there's 6 groups.
HP is that?
Lots. A lot of HP. 80 HP to be precise.
So it just fits in an 84 HP case.
It's almost one row for me.
Just.
I've got 104 HP on my cases here.
Yeah. There's 84, 104 as standards.
Yep.
So are those inputs, are they audio ins or are they CV ins? Frequency. I can't see it.
They would be... Yeah, I don't know, actually. Let's have a look at the video. Maybe that answers the question. I actually can't remember. Now I've got to scroll up and find where I clicked on the video, and I'm going to take Andy off. Jamie, you can stay there.
There's a fly in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a 30k BPS MP3 file. So
I think there's CV. Jamie.
Yeah, I think they are. 'Cause you can hear the high stuff is in the distance. And... There you go. It's speech being processed.
It is.
I think we found the new Guantanamo torture device. So
Good point. Yes.
Lots of patching there. There's my meme earlier on. There we go. So you guys can pick that up. It's pricing. Let's do UK prices. 58 British for the DIY. Non-linear circuits, by the way, all of this, I'm pretty sure all of their stuff is DIY, or you can actually get them to make it for you. If you want them to make it for you, it's £580 if you want them to make it for you. It is a pretty beefy looking module, that is. I don't know. Like it's almost like I'm kind of over stimulated with all that
filter bank stuff.
Yeah, not sure.
They just get narrower and narrower and narrower.
That one has more bands on it, but I'd rather have the Buchla spectral processor, the programmable spectral processor.
I'm still really liking the Erica one. I think the Erica one's the one that I think it's hit the sweet spot.
That one.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
With this one, I'd want some lights on it.
Oh, there's lights. Is there lights on the sliders? There's not. There isn't, is there? No, there's no lights on the sliders.
He rarely does lights.
Yeah.
Andrew likes to keep things simple and instrument.
Yeah, if it had like motion faders,
each one had like a
motorized faders, it'd be great then, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
it would add a bit to the price, wouldn't it?
Well, that's Eurorack
attach
world,
a fly.
Well, it's
expensive.
Attach a fly
to each one.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No.
Use your side of your arm to slide them all down at the same time. I'm just trying to think, like, that's the quickest way to. I mean, that's a massive module. I don't know how many modules have you seen that are that big. I haven't seen that many that are 80 HP. Other than obviously the Behringer desktops are 80 HP. Yeah. Other than the Model D, I think the Model D is smaller.
Isaac Beers does a Eurorack module that's, I think, 32 or 48 step sequencer. I think that's around about 80 something.
Some of the Verbo clones are pretty big too. They're pretty wide. So
yeah.
I think the biggest I've got is the RS1. Is it RS9 sequencer? That's about the largest one.
Yeah. I got the 9.
Come out, to be honest.
I got the 960. 960 is my biggest module.
Yeah, true. It's up there.
Looking a bit dusty at the moment. The 960. I just looked at it just then. Like, ooh.
Is it? We should put it. You should put it back in its
case box. I think
it's static safe. It's static safe bag like I have.
Like the Behringer one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it for news, guys. I thought it was pretty cool this week. I was actually having a little spring in my step when I saw a few synths popping out during the week. What do you guys think? What would you get out of the jar, crazy jar, thing, or the SynthAddict?
Yeah, the two.
Yeah, I would
definitely.
Both. Yeah.
It sounded fat, didn't it? Had some real fat sounds out of that. I can just see some big sounds in that.
Yeah,
I want the jar thing,
especially if you can.
I really do.
Yeah.
If he does the ability to load in your own samples, that would make it, because it comes with 3 gig. But if you add your own, that'd be brilliant.
He's just got to work out a way to get it in there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Wait, did it have wavetables in it? I forgot.
No, there's no wavetables. It's just samples.
Okay.
It's
multi-samples.
Multi-samples.
Yeah, multi-sample.
Okay. If you did that, you could load serum wavetables. It'd be pretty wild.
So technically, it's a little bit like how a D50 works, right? With partials. Technically, because you're actually loading an oscillator with a sample base, and then you would, because he said there's five oscillators altogether. 4 of them were multi-wave, and 1 of them was single wave. I wonder what he means by multi-wave. Like, how many waves would that, is it as in you get a choice on how many you want to add to it for each?
I think you can see in each of the screens, the first 2 screens, you've got 2 different samples. So you effectively kind of use them as layers, and then you've got the 5th one, which is just that single
one,
not a multi-sample. But watching the video, the one that's in sort of Polish, I mean, he was saying that the reason why he kind of created, he liked the old type of Rumpler things.
Yeah.
But of course, they got a bit of a bad name, as we all know. But he wanted to kind of bring that kind of simplicity back, using samples. Because he was saying that when he replied to me, he said there's loads of like VA stuff out there. He just wanted that source sample and synthesis, basically. But it has these little quirks of being able to like pitch drift on and change the start of the sample playback, all things I have to program into with like the Prophet X, which takes forever. But he's got these little dedicated sort of knobs and things like that for that. So, and it's straightforward, I think. It's got the 5 LFOs. There's no mod matrix from what I can tell. It's just
I couldn't see that. No, yeah.
It's dedicated LFO for the filter, the pitch, oscillators, and
very immediate.
So there's not really a lot of menu diving.
Yeah,
that's why the Sledge added samples. So you have a VA wave, the wavetables and samples, so you can go crazy with it.
It'd be great. I'd like that, but
I really did get that Prophet vibe and the sort of the Roland D50 sort of vibe out of it. That's if you actually sort of brought those two synths together, that's kind of how I felt it sounded.
Yeah, you could use it that way. Yeah, like a D50 with the partials. Was it linear arithmetic?
LA synthesis.
Yeah, which was my first ever synth, apart from that DX7 Mark II. I bought a Roland D10, brand new. I was like 19, something like that, and I've still got it. I saw
mine. I had a D10.
I got an XP10.
I had a DX7 Mark II as well.
I
got the 110 rack for the multi-timbral stuff, but the D50 blows it away. So.
My DX7 is Mark II right there.
Well, it was my first ever synth, and like I said, I got it for 2 weeks, and it was like back in 90. And in 88, 89, I went to a recording studio in Birmingham, with my vinyl sampled and making my first house tracks and everything at £12 an hour. And and they had some synths in there. They had an MT202 and a Moog and a few other things.
I'm going to get my dog.
And then I made these tracks. I thought, right, I'm going to buy my first synth. So I sold my decks, got my first synth, DX. Where's the filter? It's these knobs that go meow. There was nothing there. There was just like numbers. It was like, God. So
horrible.
I mean, some of the sounds are all right, but it wasn't.
You had to wait for the DX200 to get a proper filter on there. So
they saw me. They saw me coming, a 19-year-old lad. So I took it back. It was £799. Took it back, and the D10 was £895 or something. So I didn't have the money for the difference. So I gave them a Casio RZ1, was it? To sell in the
drum
window.
machine.
Yeah, and it sold within a couple of days. So then I got my brand new Roland D10. Like I say, it's
commission.
in a flight case, all knackered and manky. A bit like me now, but
and the RZ's cool. You can sample that too. So
I've just brought the dog in here just because she's been barking at my door. I think the wife's gone out to pick the daughter up, so there's no one home. She gets a little bit funny about it. So, all right, we are going to do another clue for the synth quiz. If I can find the little thing. Boom. There we go. Okay, some people have got some clues, some answers coming in. That's good. All right, second clue is filter is made from op amps. There's your hint there.
Not discreet.
Well, I'll give you a little bit more. There's no capacitors. How's that? There's no capacitors in the circuitry with the filters. Just op amps. If I tell you any more, it'll give it away.
Exactly.
Filters are usually one of the bigger sort of.
I know that particular circuit. Yes.
Yeah.
It's used in a lot of synths, though.
Yeah. Stop making noises. You. Yes. You're loud. You're not usually in here.
Pretty soon she'll start snoring, right?
Well, she's awake right now.
Yeah.
She wants to get down. Guys, I'm going to go to Ian because Ian can do his segment. I can go take her out. So maybe she wants to go to the loo or something. Why don't we do On This Day? Where is my thing? There it is. Here we go.
Hit the stinger.
On this day.
welcome to the 25th of July. And we're starting with births, deaths and marriages. Well, not marriages, but births and deaths. So we're starting with, in 1834, English romantic poet and literary critic Samuel Taylor Coleridge died. He was a founding member of the Romantic movement in England and a member of the Lakes Poets with his friend William Wordsworth. Coleridge is buried in St Michael's Church in Highgate in London, but originally was buried in Old Highgate Chapel. But it was discovered in the 1961 that he'd become the vault, Coleridge's vault, had become derelict. And there was an international fundraising appeal and they moved him. Also born on this day in 1906 was Johnny Hodge. Johnny Hodge was a jazz alto saxophonist and was the featured soloist for Duke Ellington's band, his orchestra, and he's known for his brilliant improvisational sense of composition. Born in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Jumping to 1925, born today, Benny Benjamin, great name, Benny, session drummer and one of the Funk Brothers who played on the many Tamla Motown hits, including Four Tops, Temptations, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Supremes, and he sadly died on April the 20th in 1969. Jumping to 1933, back to Duke Ellington again. Duke Ellington's orchestra performed the first ever live radio concert in the Netherlands. 1941, another birthday, Manny Charlton, founding member of the brilliant Scottish rock band Nazareth, and was their lead guitarist from 1968 to 1990. They had the 1973 UK number 9 single Broken Down Angel. I've got lots of Nazareth albums, and the 1976 number 8 single Love Hurts. He produced tracks that would become on the Guns N' Roses breakthrough album Appetite for Destruction. Charlton got the request from Geffen Records and produced several recordings at Sound City in Los Angeles. That was in June 86, probably because Axl Rose was a massive Nazareth fan. Charlton sadly died in Texas on the 5th of July 2022, aged 80. Also born today, 1958, Thurston Moore. I've never listened to a Sonic Youth record. That's probably my bad, but I haven't. So yes, Thurston Moore, American guitarist with Sonic Youth, who in the 1990s had the Goo album, which, like I said, I've never heard, which featured Cool Thing. And in the early 90s, he formed a side band, Dim Stars, with Richard Hell. Apparently, Thurston Moore is ranked 34th in Rolling Stone's 2004 edition of the 100 Greatest Guitarists of All Time. So what do I know? 1963, Cilla Black made her first test recording with EMI Records after some bloke called George Martin spotted her while at a Jerry and the Pacemakers gig in Liverpool. Also talking about Liverpool and that they're them Beatles, 1964, the Beatles' third album, A Hard Day's Night, started a 21-week run at the top of the UK charts. This was the first Beatles album to be recorded entirely on 4-track tape. 1965, Bob Dylan, don't like Bob Dylan, on this day he walked on stage at the Newport Folk Festival and blended traditional folk songwriting with electric instruments, and the reaction at Newport was definitely mixed. There was some booed, while one or two people cheered apparently, but Dylan's performance marked a turning point in his career, and some might say a turning point in popular music, but I actually disagree with that. Anyway, 1966, Brian Jones' final performance with the Rolling Stones, and it appears that to the public that Jones had left voluntarily, although other members of the band had told him that he was being dismissed. It was his choice to break the news to the public. Jones released a statement saying that he was leaving, but he was known to have contacted people like Alex Corner, John Lennon, Ringo Starr, Mitch Miller, Alan Price and others to form a band. But less than a month later, he sadly died by drowning in his pool in his home at Cotchford Farm in East Sussex. He was 27 years old. 1966, also the Supremes released the single Today You Can't Hurry Love, written by the brilliant Motown production team of Holland, Dozier and Holler. The song topped the US Billboard 100, made the top 5 here in the UK and the top 10 in Australia. Billboard named the song number 19 on the list of the 100 greatest girl group songs of all time. Jumping to 1969, 70,000 people attended the Seattle Pop Festival. It was across 3 days. Performers included Bo Diddley, Flying Burrito Brothers, 10 Years After, Santana, Tim Buckley, Byrds, Ike and Tina Turner, Chuck Berry, Led Zeppelin, and The Doors. So it's not a bad lineup. Also today in 1969, Neil Young made his debut performing with the folk rock supergroup Crosby, Stills and Nash at New York Philmont East. The Canadian singer-songwriter and former Buffalo Springfield member was initially hired to assist their live dates, but the value to the trio soon became so apparent that he was quickly made a full member. And in 1970, the group released their first album as a quartet, which was Deja Vu. Obviously, there was issues with certain members of the bands and Neil Young. I think it was particularly Stephen Stills didn't get on with him. But anyway, so in 1970, the Carpenters started a 4-week run at number 1 in the US singles charts with Close to You, the first of 3 US number 1s and 17 other top 40 hits. The song was written by Hal Davis and Burt Bacharach and was first offered to Herb Alpert, who said he didn't feel comfortable singing the line, "So they sprinkle moon dust in your hair." God, Herb, you made a bit of a mistake there, mate. 1971, T-Rex were number 1 on the UK singles charts with Get It On, the group's second UK number 1. I was at school in 1971. I hated T-Rex at the time because all the girls liked them. Anyway, in the US it was retitled Bang a Gong, Get It On. Power Station had a UK and US number 1 hit, which I have got the album. Featured that was in 1985. 1973, George Harrison paid £1 million in tax on his Bangladesh benefit concert and album to the British Inland Revenue. Boo! Because the UK government failed to grant tax exemption status on the project. You know, woe is us with the British UK. Anyway, let's not go there. It's nearly as bad as America. An American. I was meaning not as bad as America.
That mistake.
As the American government.
Live Aid, fortunately.
Absolutely. I mean, it was.
They got that sorted out straight away.
Yeah, Bob Geldof was actually bullying Margaret Thatcher into doing that. He did it on camera. Into doing it, yeah. Good on him. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
That man has got.
So, 1975, RCA released David Bowie's single Fame in the UK, featuring an appearance by John Lennon on guitar and backing vocals. Peaked at number 17 in the UK. We weren't that keen on it then. And became Bowie's first number 1 hit in the US on the Billboard Hot 100. So obviously our American friends got it much more than we did. 1976, Philip Glass and Robert Winston's opera Einstein on the Beach premiered at the Théâtre Municipal in Avignon, France. Now, if you've never heard Philip Glass's Einstein on Beach, it's amazing. The whole thing is 5 hours. It's Glass's first and longest opera. Like I said, 5 hours in full performance without intermissions. Given its length, the audience is permitted to enter and leave as desired.
Phew! Thank God.
1978. Yeah, thank God. So you need a loo break. Yeah, definitely. 1978, Louise Brown, the first human conceived by I can't say it. In vitro fertilization. Thank you. Got my teeth back in. She was born in Oldham, England. Brown's birth had been lauded as one of the most remarkable medical breakthroughs in the 20th century. It certainly was. 1980, Atlanta Records released Back in Black, the 7th studio album of some little-known Australian band called AC/DC. It's a worldwide smash, selling over 50. It is a great album. I played it. I played the song, but not the album. So it's a worldwide smash, selling over 50 million copies, and it was the first LP to feature new singer Brian Jones from that there up north. He's a Geordie, who replaced the original singer Bon Scott after his untimely death earlier that year. The album's sales would eclipse the band's previous recordings, eventually would become the best-selling heavy metal album I mean, it is heavy metal, but I don't like to call it heavy metal. It's a heavy
rock,
record, but it's really great. Heavy rock more than heavy metal. And at the time, it estimated 41 million copies worldwide. Now, I went to see AC/DC in York Rowing Club in the 1970s. And to my shame, I walked out after the first set with my mates because they were so blooming loud that it was absolutely painful.
Oh, they've always
to
been
watch.
loud.
So they were I mean, the
They've
York Rowing
always been
Club is
loud.
a very, very small room, really. And obviously, they were not known. They were on, they were doing the toilet circuit at the time to some extent. But they were so loud that we went and stood in the bar. 1981.
Glad you missed the
Air Supply
Frodo's
went
about
to
the
number
rock
one.
tour because they had actual cannons going off. So
He did, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1981, Air Supply went to number one in the US singles chart with the one that I love, the group's only US number one single and the first Australian band to top the US singles chart. I have to say I don't remember that, but anyway. 1983, Megaforce Records released Metallica's debut album, Kill 'Em All. Defined as a combination of screaming vocals, granite guitar riffs and blistering fast punk-like tempos, the album established the blueprint for thrash metal. Though not a huge commercial success at the time of its release, Kill 'Em All eventually shifted 3 million copies. I have to say, I was never really a Metallica fan. I know Enter the Sandman and a few of the other songs, but nah, not for me. Now,
Master of Puppets is my
1984.
favourite album.
I'll be honest, I've never listened to a whole album. So 1984, you know, I can't pronounce people's names, especially Russian names. So Soviet cosmonaut, here we go, ready?
Svetlana Evgenievna Savitskaya.
Became the first woman to walk in space.
Svetlana Evgenievna.
All right, that's enough. Thank you. Stop. I thought you like that. I thought I've got no chance. I've got absolutely no chance in actually pronouncing that. Bless her. She performed an EVA, an extra vehicle activity, to conduct welding experiments on the Salyut 7. The EVA lasted just under 4 hours, and she became the first woman to enter space twice. 1984, Willie Mae Big Mama Thornton died at the age of 58. She died in Los Angeles of heart and liver complications. She had a number one R&B hit in 1953 with Hound Dog, later covered by Elvis Presley. She also wrote and recorded Ball and Chain, which Janis Joplin recorded. Also on Today, in 1987, Terence Trent D'Arby went to number one in the UK with Introducing the Hardline. Absolutely brilliant album, produced by what's his face from Heaven 17 and Human League. His name escapes me. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
Vince Clarke.
No.
Martin Ware. Thank you. It just took time.
Martin.
Martin Ware produced it. Yeah. Now, actually, interestingly, his second album was a bit of a flop, and Martin Ware always says that he should have produced it, and he probably would have been a better album. But the production on that album is absolutely top notch. It's a great job.
There was a joke about him, actually. Did you know that? About Martin? There was always a joke. There was a joke. They used to say, we've got the software and we've got the hardware, but we definitely have the Martin ware.
Yeah, that's good. So, jumping to 1998, Jamiroquai, a band I have to say I was never that much of a fan of. The British funk group led by singer-songwriter Twat in the Hat JK, scored the first and only number one single. I have to say, Deeper Underground is a really good song. It's the only song that I actually like, by the way, if I'm honest. The track appeared in the soundtrack to the blockbuster movie Godzilla. Sorry.
His keyboard player is great.
Godzilla is a good movie. Yeah.
No, the keyboard player for
1999
is very good. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think the musicians are great. It's that funk thing. It wasn't really my bag, and I really just couldn't stand him.
You don't like the conveyor belt video?
No, I have seen that one, but it doesn't. It does absolutely nothing for me. So 1999, the violence-filled Woodstock 99 concluded today. The turning point in millennium pop culture. The event was anything but peace, love and music. and as its namesake touted. Instead, the weekend found festival goers rioting amid overpriced concessions, harsh weather conditions, poor sanitation, cases of arson, sexual assault and looting were prevalent throughout the event. 120 people were arrested, 3 people died during the 3-day festival in separate incidents, and many were hospitalised with drinking polluted water. Amongst the
Like an
performers
average
were
Saturday
Kid
night
Rock.
Blackpool, look.
Yeah. Well, he does, doesn't he? Yeah. I've been having a Saturday night in Blackpool. You're right. Amongst the performers were Kid Rock, Creed, Limp Bizkit, and Alanis Morissette. 2000, a Concorde supersonic airplane, Air France Flight 4590, crashed outside Paris, killing all 109 passengers on board and 4 others on the ground. The event was believed to have hastened the end of the Concorde operation 3 years later. 2002, two former members of Destiny's Child settled out of court over the lyrics to Survivor, which they claimed was libelous. LaToya Luckett and LaTravana Robertson, try saying that, who left the group in 2000, said that the song broke an agreement which stopped both sides making any public comments of the disparaging nature concerning one another. The line they were suing about says, "You thought that you thought that I'd be stressed without you, but I'm chilling. I thought you wouldn't sell without, sold 9 million." The defendants were Beyonce, Kelly Rowlands, Michelle Williams, their manager Matthew Knowles, who was Beyonce's dad, and some small record label called Sony Music. 2010, Paul McCartney's former wife, Heather Mills, told the press that the trauma and pain she went through after losing her leg in a traffic accident was nothing compared to the way she felt after she and the former Beatle split up. The two separated in 2006 after 4 years of marriage and went on to fight a bitter public divorce battle which saw her gain just under $4 million in settlement. So she probably earned it, didn't she? 2024.
And bought a new leg.
Piano Man. Sorry? Say again?
And bought a new leg.
I bought a new leg, yeah, exactly, yeah. 2024, Piano Man singer Billy Joel performed his 150th and final show at his 10-year, once-a-month residency at Madison Square Gardens in New York City. The show grossed over $260 million. Last but not least today, 2024, American rapper Eminem was #1 in the UK charts with his 12th studio album, The Death of Slim Shady, the concept album which centres around a battle between Eminem himself and his Slim Shady alter ego. It became Eminem's 8th nomination for a Grammy Award for Best Rap Album and won Favourite Hip Hop Album of the 2025 American Music Awards. The charts today, nothing on the UK singles charts. It's still Sam Fender and Olivia Dean, but new album by some dodgy band, some old codgers called the Rolling Stones have got something called Foreign Tongue as #1 album. USA, nothing changed there with the singles, still choosing Texas, but new album by The Real Me by somebody called The Future. I've not heard The Future. Should I listen to it? Probably not. Australia, nothing changed on the singles. It's still Ella Langley with Choosing Texas, but Olivia Rodrigo has gone back up with You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love, and everywhere everybody's watching The Odyssey, which is a film that I am not going to go and see because I'm done with Christopher Nolan films, really, if I'm honest. I'll wait till it's on streaming for free. But that was today.
Hooray! Good job.
Hooray! We got there. Thank you.
Yes.
Nice work.
All right. Well, we are going to do the third clue for the synth quiz because I feel like there's a few people that have been chatting. It's not the right one. This is the right one.
It's black.
Yeah. Third clue is the chassis has an attachable travel lid.
Okay.
There's a reason why that's important, and I'll get into it when I reveal what the synth is. There's a reason. So don't forget ! Synth quiz space and your guess, and Patch Cable Bot will take it. I don't know what orifice he puts it in, but he'll take it somewhere.
I'm thinking EMS.
Let your mind wander. Where he
Is
takes
the
it.
EMS Synthy, the one that's in the silky little case? Is that the EMS Synthy?
I can't tell you.
You can't say. Yeah,
I can't tell you. You'll find out, Ian. Do not worry.
I will.
In the meantime, why don't we go like this? And we do, not eBay scammers, probably reverb scammers would probably be a more correct term there. I don't know why that didn't come up. Hello. Where is my little... Oh, it's not there, is it? Have I lost my photos? Is the question. Where are we? It's not that folder, scammers title. That's the scammers title. I'll just do it manually, I think. I can do it manually, can't I? I have to drag it into the show, guys. Sorry. Alright, first one is this one. Sorry about that. I don't know why it's not showing it. The Yamaha CS80 polyphonic synthesizer. This particular one is pretty interesting. It's a reverb listing. I actually don't know if I'm believing what I'm reading, but I'll tell you what it says down the bottom. It says, for a start, it's £401,000. And I don't know, is that like the most expensive synth we've ever seen for sale?
I saw the same one on Facebook. Somebody put it up there. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I'll put Jamie down the bottom there. It says in here, this is Vangelis's very first Yamaha CS80, fully functional with its original stand and a lid, which is not shown in the pictures. Only blemishes is a little cigarette burn on the top A key. And it says, this is the real deal. Early prototypes, no serial, and it says serial number, not serial number. It can demolish a whole block of flats. I don't know what he means by that. This is the Spiral CS80. Historic prices accordingly. Now,
the price he probably meant. You could buy a whole block of flats with it.
This is all over social media, this particular reverb listing. Apparently, this is all BS. Apparently, there's something... Someone, I think, is Kent around. We need to check this.
Kent, he was. Kent's your man, isn't he?
Is the early prototype with no serial number? I think that's the thing that's the dead giveaway, why this may not be a real deal. So...
Because that's in itself, and... It doesn't have enough different about it. There'll usually be something else different on the panel or something if it's a prototype.
I'm going to bring up the actual listing for you guys so you can actually see. It's on Reverb, so it's nothing special. Here we go. I like to come across these things and, pick hairs with people. If it's true, then great. You shouldn't have a problem with us questioning stuff like this. All right, here we go. Let's go across.
You need some other way of authenticating it, though, more than just
no
serial number, though, don't you? Yeah, it does need provenance. Exactly.
So let's go into the pictures anyway. Is there anything here that screams at you this was Vangelis' synth? I mean, didn't he have 4 of them? I think the rumor was he had 4 of them.
What has a cigarette burn on it?
That could be anyone's though. And what's the PDR sticker? To me, I'm not really seeing any evidence. And also, I mean, I guess if you guys have got a really sharp eye, you'll be able to say, oh, the prototype had blah, 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 and the first edition didn't. There's your cigarette burn.
Difference in something in the panel legending or something.
So, yeah.
Maybe it comes with a cigarette butt and it's got Vangelis' DNA on it or something like that to prove it.
Good point.
Yeah. Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Vicky's right. Needs a certificate of provenance. Definitely.
It doesn't offer one. And, I mean, that to me that smells
there won't
like...
be one, I bet you.
Yeah, that smells like something...
But even those certificate of authenticities that come around, those could be faked as well. So
Yeah, they could be.
True.
Yeah, Van Geller smoked. He definitely
He
smoked.
did, yeah.
He's a chain smoker.
Yeah,
Watch the Chariots of Fire video. You can't stop smoking in the whole video.
Yeah. And the gear, some of the gear that got sold apparently stunk of
Just
dirty
some-
ashtray type smell.
I can imagine.
John Carter's just said that. Just see John Anderson's fingerprints where he leaned on it once in 1979. Nice one, John.
He got kicked somewhere, and that's why he had the high voice. No,
Yeah.
we are going to do the next one. The next one is... I'm
I
just
can
gonna,
see your spreadsheet.
that's fine. The next one is AliExpress.
Oh, this is interesting timing, Rants.
Yeah. If you want to buy a Korg Kronos 2 best quality sales, I just came back from Singapore. I know all about this language. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Best quality. Yeah. It's got one photo, $601 for a start, Aussie. So halve that for pounds. Guys, brand new Korg Kronos 2 for 300 quid. That smelling a bit scammy to you?
That's
Just a touch.
It stinks. It's stinky.
It's stinky. Yes.
I hope
Now,
they did,
apparently,
they do a good.
I don't know how they do this, but apparently the warning was if you do fall for it and you do give them your bank account details, they'll empty your bank account out. I don't know how they can do that, honestly. To be honest, that's just a bit of scaremongering. I don't know how someone can empty your bank account details out if you just purchase something through AliExpress,
No,
because
not through
AliExpress would be culpable, not the actual vendor. So
What they can do though is they can send you a message outside saying, "Oh, unfortunately, there's been a mess up with the AliExpress funds, and I'm going to need another. Such you need to wire me a certain number out to release the package. Otherwise, we can't send it to you."
yeah,
Yeah. That's a possibility.
Plays on people that way.
I mean that would be
They want to get outside of the system.
instant scammy right there. But there you go, AliExpress. Look at that, hey. There's your two price watches for the week. Jamie,
Good ones. Good
Jamie's
ones, Rance.
duplicated himself. Look at that in the corner.
Right. Picture in picture. He's gone back to the 80s.
Now I feel we can wrap up the synth quiz because I feel like we've got some skin in the game, and I feel like there's probably an answer in there somewhere. Now where did I put my synth quiz button? There it is. Yeah. All right, so we have quite a lot of guesses, quite a lot of answers, quite a lot of attempts to answer, quite some silly ones as well. I'm going to stop the quiz because if I stop it, you guys can't guess anymore because I'm going to give you the answer, right? So the quiz is stopped. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you guys is that this is a second suck of the sav for a synth quiz.
Okay.
Absolutely. So, but there's a reason for it. There's a reason for
You're
it.
guilty
right?
of your own criticism. There you go.
Guilty of my own criticism. So the answer of the synth quiz is it is a Russian synth. It is the Formanta Polyvox. There's your answer. If whoever wrote Polyvox, you definitely win for the week.
Biscuit.
It'll be the first person who gets it, by the way. Probably Bicky. Yeah. Now, let me just a couple of things I want to say about this. So number one is that this synth is what it looks like, if you're wondering. There's a few different photos of this thing on the internet, so I wasn't sure if I grabbed the right one, but I'm pretty sure that's the one. Now, first clue we wrote, where's my synth quiz notes? I'll tell you about the clues first. We'll go to here. You guys can just share this with me. The first clue was the factory keyboard mechanism relies on a magnetic reed switch instead of rubber contacts or springs. Repairing dead notes requires manually re-gluing and repositioning tiny magnets. So that's the first.
Of course.
Because I said magnetic reed switches is your first clue, right? Clue number two.
Zero aware though.
It is fiercely aggressive, unstable filter, designed completely avoids custom synth ICs, relying instead on a generic dual op amp, which is the K140 UD12, which is a mil-spec op amp only available and sourced by military suppliers in, now this is not a mistake when I say this, in the USSR.
Yes.
Well, all of their stuff was military components. That's the funny thing about it.
Yeah.
All the
Number
switches
three.
and everything.
Number 3 was the lid. The lid came with a lid. Designed and built in a state-owned USSR state-owned radio plant. The instrument's heavy chassis was repurposed directly from military field radio casings, complete with an attachable lid for travel.
There you go.
So the answer is the Formanta Polyvox, the legendary Soviet-based synth from 1982. The reason why it's second suck of the Sav is because Vladimir Kuzmin, or I don't know if you say Kuzmin, who is the designer, he passed away last month, and I missed talking about it on the show, and I was actually really pissed off that I didn't get to talk about it. And I thought, why don't we chuck it in the quiz, and then we gives us a chance to talk about it. So rest in peace, Vladimir. Condolences to the family.
It's a great synth.
Great synth designer. Seriously. When you think about what he designed synths with and how he's gone about it, that's just showing innovation back in the 80s, late 70s, 80s, somewhere around there, whatever it was. So...
I've never seen a cover on it, though. Have you ever seen one for sale with a cover? Of all the ones I looked at, never had the cover.
They had there's photos on the internet. You can see one. You
Really?
just Google it. Yeah, you'll find them.
No one ever had one for sale.
So for those who don't know what the Polyvox is, it's a subtractive analog synth. It's actually paraphonic or duophonic if you want to get technical. So it's a mono synth, but you can do that. 49 key keyboard, F to E, using those magnetic reed switches that I was talking about before. That was like me. I'm like, I'm going to talk about this. Really heavy. This thing weighs when I say this is built in the USSR, mate, this is literally proverbial 20 kilo, 44 pound synth.
Right.
Wow. Imagine lifting that thing. It's like a CS80 almost, isn't it, right?
It needs tank tracks to transport it.
Yeah. 2 oscillators, 2 VCOs. The oscillators were pretty good. They had triangle, sawtooth, square, pulse 1 and pulse 2, so that's pretty cool. Noise source, it had a noise generator, it had a VCF filter, which was a 2-pole 12 dB per octave switchable low pass band pass, and obviously remembering when I mentioned that it's op amp, no capacitors, right? So there was no diode arrays or anything crazy, so it's pretty clever. And I think there was a VST release of this not long ago where you could actually program the filter on that. It's quite a cool little feature.
I have the iPad one. The iPad one is quite nice, actually.
Yeah. It does have 2 envelopes. It has one for the VCA, one for the VCF. It features a unique auto repeat switch that loops the attack decay phase for complex LFO rhythm effects. And then there is an LFO modulator with waveforms like triangle, square, random sample and hold, noise, and it can be routed to both pitch, VCA, or filter cutoff. So there you go. The Polyvox, hey?
I almost bought one 3 or 4 times on eBay. About 10 years ago, they started showing up from Moscow on eBay. You found like 10 or 12 of them on there. And they're only about $1,000. I'm like, man, I really got to get one of these. And then I just dropped the ball.
Yeah.
To do it.
Well, you should have got one, mate, because they're probably worth a bit more than that now.
Although the shipping was a lot, but
might be a good time to buy now, what we were talking about before. Now, the first person who mentioned Polyvox, let's see, was Vicky.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think. Who was the last person to guess? Hang on, I always forget which way around this thing goes. I can't read this thing properly. Here we go. Probes. No. So Babs was the last guess. So that means 1, 2. He's number 2. Okay, cool. So we do winner Phase 2. Is that going to work? I need to rewrite this script. Yay! It worked. So now we can do quiz leaders. So in the chat, you guys will see that stuff popping out in the chat. Okay, if you're wondering what I'm talking about. Quiz leaders. Where are we? Yep. This should show Bicky now. Well, John Carter, good question. What did you win? What did you win? You win bragging rights. You win the ability to say that you are on the top 5 geeks of the Synth Quiz. Right now, Bicky's sitting at 4. He's almost caught up to Wagoo. So there you go. And if you think that sucks and there's no prize, well then find me one. Find me a sponsor. Because, yeah. Good on you, Bicky. Well done. You guys enjoy the Synth Quiz this week? Is that good?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's good.
So one thing I didn't know, did you ever have the rules declared that you couldn't have a second or a third repeat? Was that ever one of the rules? I'm not complaining. I'm just curious.
Nah.
So,
nah.
Okay, so
you can have whatever you like. There's no.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
because that helps narrow down
the
what choice you want to make,
will be
right?
coming back.
Yeah, because eventually
Exactly.
it's going to get to the point where you've got no more.
Just keep guessing
Synths.
DW8000. You'll get it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, just
yeah,
yeah.
that's it. DW8000.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's formally release Saturday Sonority. That way we can let our hair down. You guys can ask us anything in the chat. So there we go. That's the main part of the show over. We can put it, recline and relax. This is a good part of the show.
I'm going to open the door.
Yeah. Let some smells out.
It's getting warm in here. yeah.
I didn't know this. You had smell-o-vision here. Jeez.
No, when the dog was in here before.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
She was
yeah.
she let one off, and I knew straight away.
dear.
That's why she was barking. She wanted to go out and do something on the back lawn. So
Okay.
while Ian was doing his on this day, I was standing at the back door waiting for her to finish her business. It was funny.
The main reason I didn't pursue the Polyvox eventually is the Erica Synth VCF module is very good. The Polyvox clone is a very good filter.
Yeah.
I've been tempted to get that.
Floppy
few
Winkle
times.
wants to know what month did the Synth Quiz start? It did. I don't know about month. It's been around for a few years. The Synth Quiz. It's gone through a few kind of iterations. We've changed it slightly, but basically where it's at now, I kind of feel like what we're going to do is we're going to be doing it so that it's hard for you to Google. Because that spoils it. It's a bit of a spoiler, isn't it? If you just Google the synth, and if I just put a spec like 12 VCOs, and the next one was 24 plus multi-mode feeder, you'll just Google all those specs, and then it will come up in Google. So I'm trying to make it so that it's less Googleable.
Googleable, what a great word!
Yeah.
Mm. We come up with all the best words on the show.
And we do. We are actually a new dictionary. No.
That's
so we. So what we'll do sometimes is we might do an audio sample, and you can't Google that. It's going to be a bit tough. So that they're going to come soon. We've done versions of it where you actually have to get all 3 questions answered right. So that was another thing we're going to do. So it changes its kind of scope each week. But the point is, it's a synth quiz. So you play it to have fun and learn something. And I guess the fun part about it for me at the moment is that while I'm researching what goes on the synth quiz, I'm learning some stuff about some synths that I didn't even know. And then sort of delivering it to you guys. And then most people come back to me and say, I didn't even know that, for example, they'll probably say to me, I didn't even know that the Polyvox didn't have a proper filter. It used op amps. That's really cool, and it makes you sort of think about why people rave about certain synths, why people like them, what makes them unique. Yeah, Bicky. See, look at Bicky. Follow what he says. He's slapping everyone.
Yeah. Google and
leading
the fun
by
is
example.
Gone. Yeah, well done, man.
Yeah. Some people have been telling me that they're enjoying it. So we'll keep it as it is for now until someone whinges.
Hey, you know, it's a shame, by the way.
when
It
the winds
should have
will
been
just
called
ignore it.
Yahooable because they were first, but Google is more popular. So
Or maybe Alta Vistable.
Ultimate.
Yahoo
Steve-
launched in
ask
'95
Steveable.
and Google launched in
What was the other
'98.
one?
So
What about Netscapeable?
Excite. Netscape.
Dogpile.
Excite.
Netscape's
Excite?
just the browser. It's not a search thing.
Dogpile's still
BBD
around,
able.
wasn't it?
Dogpile was
Dogpile
the
still around?
meta search. Yeah, the
no
first
idea.
meta
I think
search.
so.
Floppy Winkle wants to know
Ask
why was the
Jeeves.
leaders table created this year? Then the reason why the leaders table was created this year is probably because that's when I wrote the Python bot that you see in the chat called Patch Table Bot, and I wrote the script to manage the actual Synth Quiz. So that's why that is the way it is. And at least now we've got some sort of record of who's been winning, and it's, you know, not me having to go back over previous 3-hour shows each week and try and find out who won, or write it down on a piece of paper. I can just use the Python script now. So that's the reason. Your favorite web crawler? There you go. Alta Vista.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people miss it. They kind of just disappeared, didn't they? Google just sort of took over with a big army foot, and everything just disappeared underneath it. I was talking to someone about search engines yesterday, the day before, and I think this person had a pretty good idea of where they think it's going to go. So I said to them, I think search engines are probably going to die soon. And they said, no, because AI won't replace the ability for humans to still be able to want to search for something themselves. So search engines will still be around.
Yeah.
However, you'll see what you've looked at Google now. It's got that big AI.
You have the AI at
block
the top
start.
first.
Yeah.
and then-
It's Gemini based, yeah.
So that's going to be where most people are going to be reading in what AI comes with. But the funniest thing about it, right, is, and you guys know this, is that it hallucinates like big time. It just has no idea. It just cracks me up.
Let's make that clear. Hallucinate means gets it wrong. Errors.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Makes shit up.
Hallucinate is a marketing word for we got it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes it
Also
sound
the-
more sort of human. A human mistake. No, it's not a human.
Yeah.
It's not
The
making
fun
a
thing
mistake.
about the sloppy search engines like Yahoo, because Google's cleaner and stuff like that, is you found weird web pages with sloppy searches. So there was something to be said for a messy search engine that gave you weird results as you scrolled down. I found all kinds of fun web pages that way that I wouldn't have found with a really good search. Right?
If you've never done it before, you should always try different search engines. Like, for example, try the search phrase, copy and paste that into different search engines. Like, use Bing, use Google, use others. Like DuckDuckGo is a good one. It's supposed to be a
That's the one I was thinking of. DuckDuckGo. I use that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's the one that doesn't.
And if you have a lot of fun, get a Tor browser and search the dark web.
Yeah.
Search the onion sites. Yeah.
Where to buy your drugs? Where to drugs, kids?
Where to get
Drugs, you can order a hit on there. Are you
100
crazy?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Brave's
Not
Brave's
recommending that. Are we?
Brave is definitely a popular browser at the moment. From what I've been seeing, is that there's a lot of pickup on Brave. It's been around for a while. The attraction that Brave kind of markets is that you have a bit more animosity, and it gets rid of the ads. It actually does a pretty good job without having to install extensions into your browser. It does it all natively in it. But really, you got to remember at the back end, it's still got the Chrome engine in it, so it's still Google's tech underneath. You got to think about that. Whose tech is it really?
Yeah. DuckDuckGo's it's got no tracking on it, hasn't it? That's always a good one.
That we know
Exactly.
of.
Well, you can do
That we know
the
of, that's
private
true,
searches
that's
in
true.
any tool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
in-
can. I mean,
yeah.
Google's got. Is it Google that's got a private search?
They're not
function?
really private though. Let's get this right. What it is that they just aren't storing cookies and history into your cache, into your browser cache. But
Right.
depending on what country you live in, like if you live in our country where literally you don't have any privacy, the government can ask the ISP for anything that you've been doing on the internet, as long as they've got.
Well, you should always use a
Good
VPN
reason.
too if
A
you're really
warrant.
scared. So.
Yeah, they need a warrant. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, definitely, Andy. So VPN, private browsing is a way to do it. That's for sure. Yeah.
But I mean, you are going on a public space, so it takes your chances, right? So
it's like walking down the street, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, people walk down the street every day, and they don't have a problem with walking down the street. It's no different. If you actually think I'm using the internet, it's no different than me walking down the street. Someone can see
you're walking
you.
outside.
You're in public, right? You're not really.
it's like you can see people get annoyed when I live stream sometimes. They're kind of like that. I'm like, hey, you're in a public spot. This is totally legal. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
I use Firefox quite
what
a
we're
bit,
doing now is having this stream, right? And we're having this conversation publicly. It's no different if we were just sitting at a cafe on a sidewalk or a footpath, if you want to call it, in public. It's exactly the same thing. People can walk past and listen in. You know, that's no different, really.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. What if you hired out a hall to have to have this? You actually hired a location, a venue. Is that considered public area? It probably is, isn't it? Pretty much in most countries.
Not if you hire it out and you make it a private event. I think there's
that's
certain,
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's an interesting kind of, maybe you could consider that. But the fact that anyone can walk in, that anyone from the public can walk in, so maybe that's the criteria.
I mean, the Americans have got
isn't that
constitutional auditors all the time. That's a big thing at the moment where they have their constitutional auditors. They go around, they test the constitutional rights, what is it, Fourth Amendment rights, and, the right to
since you open the can of
press
worms, to be fair, the Constitution here is thrown out right now. Nothing is making sense. So it's bullshit.
Yeah.
But the point is,
bizarre.
that if you want to hold a public, gathering in a public building, technically anyone could walk in because it's a public building, it's owned by the public. But if you make it a closed event and you put security guards on the door, like a concert, right? No different to a concert, right? If you want people to pay for you to enter in the concert, that's technically a private event, commercial/private event, same sort of thing, right? So it's
unless you're on Kiss
it's
Cam.
legal. It's Kiss Cam, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's Kiss Cam. But Taylor Swift's wedding was in a public space, but everybody's phone was taken off them, so it's sort of private-ish. We've not seen any pictures of her yet.
But you could wear one of those little body cam things on your thing, or the Google glasses.
The meta glasses.
Google glasses.
And someone flew a drone.
Steal everything.
Someone flew a drone over it. Apparently, it was quite funny.
Did they?
Yeah,
it's cool.
There's footage on Instagram.
But like you have all those cameras in the UK, right? For the ULEZ thing, and as well as security and stuff like that.
The CCTV.
We have cameras everywhere here.
Yeah.
Yeah, here they can't really
except
do
Wales
that so much.
They seem to not considered Wales as a place to put CCTV in.
Really?
It's weird.
But we have traffic cameras, and traffic cameras could catch you in a compromising position if someone's in your passenger seat, and that gets published. So at some point, it's a public thing, but you could also get busted on a traffic camera doing something. So.
I mean, my wife works in the photography industry, so we come across all this sort of stuff all the time where we have clients that come in and they want to know why they have to sign model releases, and it's not because we, want to have some sort of right over their photos. It's more about that a lot of the subjects that my wife takes photos of are babies, and they don't have the right to, say whether they agree with it. So the parent has to sign the rights off. So it's it gets murky. And then, like, I was talking to this guy the other day who was filming our soccer game for my son, my younger son, football for you guys in the UK. And they just put the tripod up, plugged the thing. It's called a VO. You guys have probably heard of it. It auto tracks the game. You just plug it in and then off it goes. And he didn't ask anyone, just did it, right? And no one ever questions it. But technically, you're in a public place, so you're allowed to film. So no one can really go up to him and say, I didn't give you permission to film my son, because you're in a public place. So unless that soccer game was on a private, like if it was a private soccer club, so say you did it at Liverpool, right? Liverpool's private, so technically Liverpool would need to give you permission to do it. So in that case,
Well, because they're kids, there's a gray area, like a playground. If I just go to a playground and start recording kids and I don't have kids, that's a little creepy, right? So they have a right to ask, what are you doing here?
Well, it's ethics. There's an ethics thing, the right thing to do thing, but then there's
a legal thing.
The law, sure. But you could claim, hey, he was zooming in on my kids and that's creepy.
Yeah.
You know, you could probably.
Well, you don't know what he's doing because those things you don't know what they're filming. They're on a tripod. What's it looking at? Anyway, the good news is that we actually got given the footage as parents, so they actually shared it with us. And I got to watch my kid play soccer again afterwards, and then sit with him and slap him across the back of the head and say, "Why did you not tackle that kid?" No.
Do it right. Do it right.
Genetic parenting.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. All right, back to synths, guys. So who's going to go on AliExpress and buy the Kronos, hey?
I've got one. I'm going to sell my Kronos on AliExpress.
You're going to sell it on AliExpress. Yeah. Did anyone? I wasn't able to sort of keep an eye on chat. Did anyone say anything about that CS80 on Reverb? Does that seem? I just think it's not right.
Seemed like it was bollocks.
It's dodgy.
It's been up there for a while though, so no one has reported it. I don't want to be the Karen that reports it.
Oh. Yeah.
Can I make an offer? Can I make an offer?
I'll give you $50 for it, mate.
I'll give you £1.
Yeah. 400,000 baht.
Yeah. I'll give you one Zimbabwe dollar. 50p.
There was a funny thing for a while. Is who wants to be a Turkish millionaire? And $1 million Turkish lira was like $1.50 or something.
Yeah.
To be fair, the UK's getting a bit like that.
Yeah.
Money's just not worth anything anymore. Yeah.
Well, with tariffs and stuff like that, we're going to start devaluing our stuff because people are going to start not wanting to deal with us. So.
Yeah, that's Wags. That's exactly what I heard as well. I heard there is no such thing as a non-serial numbered CS80. So that comment about how it was a prototype and it doesn't have a serial number on it.
Suspicious.
Yeah. I mean, the fact is you're not ever going to receive that synth, so you're never going to know if it had a serial number on it or not.
Even if it was shown to be real and it had some kind of provenance with Vangelis, I mean, who would still buy it for 400 grand? You know, you'd have to be like some collector and have it as kind of, some investment. But whether a synthesizer is an investment, I don't know. Like an old one.
There's always a chance.
I mean, what are they? They're about
40
grand. I haven't really followed them for a while, but they're about 40 grand if you see them used or something.
Yeah.
Wasn't there any?
Also, in general, the protos, unless they change with the times or the fact that it's such a big, crazy synth, protos are normally ordered back to the factory to be destroyed. So.
Well, there's another one on Reverb that's in the UK. It's 40 grand UK.
Oh, yeah.
So you were spot on, Jamie. Good guess. Good guess.
I probably saw it and it's just stuck in my head. But yeah. I mean, I've tried one briefly at Super Booth, in 23, and it's all right. It's a synth, but I think when you hear it dry, it's it's a synth.
They cried for effects.
It needs effects.
It's because of who used it and how it was used. I think that's the whole thing about it. Same as we sort of cover jar synths and all that kind of thing, but it's really down to the person who was using it and the music that was made with it. I think that's why it's so highly regarded. But some synths are just like a bit boring, aren't they? I mean, when I've tried some old...
I did a few live demos on the pub where you turn the effects on and off and you could hear it's not a very powerful sound until you get those effects on there. So
But a couple of things that I really like about the CS80, I think number one, the ring mod on it is kind of unique. The way that works. And I mean, technically that's an effect, right? So that would be classified as an effect. And the seesaw. Now, the seesaw is actually quite interesting because it's actually an error. What Kent was telling me, it's probably told a lot of people about it. It's actually an error in the way the waveform was generated. And if you ever look at the oscilloscope, it's kind of got this little sort of notch at the top,
Tick.
and then it slopes down normally. And that does have a certain different sound to a standard sawtooth waveform. So I don't know.
Square's not fully square. It's kind of sloped.
Yeah, but you see that a lot though, Andy. With the
Well,
squares.
Kent was saying that one more than some other stuff, though. He was complaining about it.
Oh, okay. I mean, look, I don't know how much we're able to hear the differences with these raw waveforms, to be honest. Maybe some have a bit more of a buzz, some have a bit more of a boom. Some people are better at picking them up than others, which is one of the reasons why I actually wouldn't mind doing a synth quiz down the track and just do audio sample sounds and see what people can find. It's interesting anyway. The other part that I like about it is the, don't forget, this is late 70s when this thing was made. So the actual, what do you call it? It's got the ribbon controller, it's got the polyphonic aftertouch. So the
preset system,
the way you play it, it's a playing synth. It's the way you play performance features on it make it a bit more unique than standard synths that you would have got around the time. So, I mean, yeah. Actually, that's a good segue because I read somewhere that there's a rumor that the Roland's System 8 has been discontinued now. And the reason,
isn't it, eh?
the reason
Yeah,
why
I saw SynthAddict post about that. Yeah, that's
SynthAddict. That's where I read it. Okay, so there's a reason why I want to bring that up because I think if you look at the System 8, that synth should have had aftertouch. It should have had a bit more of the performance controls in it. It would have made that a killer synth, and it never did. And I felt like that was a letdown. And I don't know why Roland do stupid things like that, to be honest.
Well, they do that. They come out with something decent and then they don't follow up with. I mean, that it should have straight away a year after they'd done the System 16 or something like that, or a few years after.
Yeah.
I mean, I made close to 800 patches for the System 8 and the different engines in there. Cracking sounding synth, and of course, it's got the software VST plugins for it all as well. And then they sound identical, but God, that was a missed trick. Same as remember the whole IRA range with the MX1 mixer. There was a performance mixer, crappy inputs, signal to noise, but they could have clearly have done something else. They seem to do that, Roland. They come out with something. And
we've still got it. Me and Ranzee have still got the MX1.
Yeah.
I was always going to use it as a live rig, but it was just a little bit too big. I wanted an MX2 with better inputs and some more stuff on it. But like you say, they just abandon it when it's
Roland do that a lot, and that's why I'm a little concerned about the TR1000, which lots of people are having latency issues with it all, and being able to sync it up, and that's the purpose of a drum machine, isn't it? Is to be able to sync it up to other stuff. And at like £2,200 or what, £2,300.
It's a big spend, isn't it?
No, they're trying to make it more vintage, so it's a little sloppy, right? So
yeah.
That's all right.
No,
sloppy,
just do
slacky.
Yeah. Just abandon stuff.
But the System 8's great. They needed more plug-out slots. That would have made it really cool. Because having to go to the computer all the time to load more plug-outs is a nightmare.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, they're transferring over. Yeah. I mean, the ACB models are brilliant. I wasn't too keen on that. Really I had a Juno X for a while, which uses their other type, Zen Core, and it was a bit naff. To be honest, it didn't kind of sound right. Wasn't a powerful enough synth, actually, to do all the parts at the same time, which is another Roland thing, with their partial reserve and all that malarkey. But yeah, the System 8 was cracking sounding synthesizer, that.
Yep.
But like you say, no aftertouch, and I think the keyboard travel was a little bit,
Oh, it's
really
terrible.
plasticky.
The System 1
Really
was even
plasticky.
worse. It had like a toy keyboard in it.
Yeah.
I had to take it apart once because it was misfiring, and it's those little toy keyboards, you take them apart, and it's a bunch of stuff connected with a piece of plastic like this, and you pull the whole thing out of the
keys were
strip.
connected.
That's what's in the System 1. It's so cheap, but it sounded amazing, just like the 8. It just was small.
Yeah.
I sold my System 1. Still got
But
the System.
I had
System 8.
I had the System 100 on it, and it was, although it's weird to not have all the cables and stuff on the System 100 on the small synth, it sounded great on that thing. It was so cool.
Yeah, when they brought out the FM engine on the System 8, well, you could have like FM oscillators and had like two sets of them, if you like. One that was very simple, and the second one was more complex. And then you could use an envelope to be the source of it, and it was linear FM, so you didn't get pitch changes. And I made some cracking sounds with that, just that one engine.
And don't forget the cowbell oscillator. That was special.
Cowbell.
They actually had that on one of the buried settings.
It did have it.
Yeah, Wagyu just mentioned that. Just as you said it, Andy.
Yeah, I think it's.
I
it's
almost
in the
got
TR6S.
back in the day.
It's in the TR6S and the TR8S.
But it's quite amazing. 10 years ago, isn't it? That came out. That whole sort of thing. But they just abandoned it.
I mean, I was really impressed with the TR-1000 because of the way they thought it through, and I was actually impressed that Roland actually brought out another analog machine. That I guess the pressure's been on for a long time for them to do it. But for me, to be honest, I'm actually really happy with my TR-8, which is the first. It was their first digital ACB TR-808 clone that they made. And I think it's fantastic, and it's still going strong, and it's probably 10 years old now, that thing. Probably maybe even older than that. 12 years old?
Yeah.
It's been around for a while. And I know that other people say that...
About 6 months after I got it, they had the upgrades, the 606.
Yeah, that's what I put into mine. Yep.
Yeah.
Mine's got the 707, the 727, the 606, the 909. It's got all that in it. But a lot of people say that TR-8S is the better one. I could never justify the extra money. I could never justify it.
It's not essential,
the
sampling part of it.
It's fun, though, because the FM on there is really good, too. The FM is really nice on it. So.
Yeah. It just seemed buried under another layer, whereas the original, it was so immediate. Making, and it has
that manual trigger button, which is also pretty cool.
Yeah,
so you get out expression.
Yeah.
I actually use my TR-8 just with MIDI, so I just have it plugged into my DAW, and I actually trigger it that way, and that way I've got complete control how I sequence it and everything, because it's not actually using the inbuilt sequencer on it. It's been fired via MIDI.
Yes, you're not using,
and it works beautifully.
Patterns and whatnot.
Yeah, and you can do some pretty funky things with MIDI with it. So
I control the KeyStep Pro, the drum section of the KeyStep Pro. It's very good. So.
Okay. It's not a bad idea.
See, I still like the old TR style workflow, I guess. I find it a bit frustrating. Yeah. I find it a bit frustrating, variations, having to make long patterns out of multiple variations. That's a bit of a pain in the ass, but yeah, something about the workflow I mean, I get by.
I don't mind that.
It's just a little bit annoying sometimes.
I think we've been sport. I mean, I've had the MPCs for years, and I just know how much more powerful they are. And I can actually use my MPC live here to actually power my through MIDI to power my TR-808 or TR-8, I should say, and it's fine. And I use it actually. I've got the Behringer TR-8 clone here as well, and I actually use it to do that as well. I don't particularly like having to sort of go over to a box. Like, it feels I'm stuck in the 80s type thing to go over to a box, program it, and that's my drum beat. I would actually rather have a central brain, and then I can control things more. It gives you more sort of, more variety.
I got away from sort of I'm not a drum machine person as such. I mean, I've got the TR-8, basically, the good old TR-8, no sample.
Same.
Good old TR-8, which I don't mind doing that. But these days, well, for quite a while, since Jamie's live, when I did live with Jamie, I just like to chop up samples and get kicks and stuff from there. And it's just to do a simple iPad pattern. I might as well just get a loop and then chop it up myself rather than sit there for a while, coming up with it and altering the pitches and stuff.
Oh, come on, Daren, you never wanted a beat thing? Yeah. I got one of those. The beat they're actually really well built, but it was never 100% finished. But.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I reckon that had some legs, that project. It really did.
Well, it had pitch bend and mod wheels on the sides, which is really powerful for a drum machine, right? And it's built like a tank. It's big battery on board, and huge sample library. So it had a lot of potential, but the name, the lineage, the Beat Kangs who worked on it, they kind of get laughed at.
Yep.
It was a bad thing.
We should do another one of those shows, Andy, where we did the, was it Gear That Flopped or something show?
Oh yeah, I could show you a whole bunch of it. I have a bunch of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up in the studio. Yeah.
Especially that stupid arc thing, the Zoom arc. Oh god damn.
Oh my god.
Oh, that round thing. Yeah,
the
the steering wheel.
I still have it. Yeah.
I was so glad to get rid of that. I mean, I had it for a few years. I had the 96, and I put it on a shelf, play with it for a bit, put it back on the shelf, and I just hated it. So glad to get rid of it.
Yeah, it's the 3D glasses of the synth world. Yeah.
It is.
The meta.
Well, it had a lot of good features. It didn't do any of them well. Like the pads were kind of swishy.
No.
So when you try
Pads
to play
were horrible.
Yeah,
Pads
and when
were
you do
really
the
horrible.
thing where you rotate it, the accelerometer didn't really work
Yeah.
that well, and
No.
so it's just.
Plus, you look like a bit of a plonker doing it.
I look like an idiot. People put them on their head and dancing around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Someone's walking past looking through your window. What the hell's that guy doing?
Yeah.
Pretty
There
much.
was Polyend.
That's the only good thing to say about it.
The new drum machine that they did.
Yeah, that sounds great. I mean, it confuses me a little bit because I'm still stuck in linear world, but the way that it's done, but it does sound pretty pounding actually. But that's, again, it's not a cheap one, is it? That's a grand, I think.
Talk upon Polyend. I still do like that. The synth, Polyend synth. You know, 3 synths on the. I just wish they'd always put separate outs for the synths, and I thought they might have done that at some point.
It's the small 3.5
I couldn't
mil.
get on with the.
Yeah.
Oh, you like the but you, I mean, you're talking about the tracker. You're talking the tracker.
That's a tracker. I'm not a tracker.
To be honest,
I hate that.
Out of fairness, in all of the other Polyend products don't have trackers. Well, I think you can put a tracker in them, but they don't have trackers in it. It's a completely different world, trackers, than what you're used to.
Yeah, it's
The
just
play looks
not
like
me.
fun.
It was just not me. It was like it was making music by spreadsheet. Really.
It is. It really is. It's like what they did in the 80s, mate.
And, although I've been listening to the synth, I thought the synth was pretty cool.
The mod, what were they called? Mod tracks or whatever they were called in the, early
Mod
Amiga
tracks,
days. They were so cool. I used to love them. It's really like a little sort of forgotten era of music creation, because it's kind of like the dawn of the sample and the manipulation
jungle,
of
wasn't
that.
it?
Yeah, it's so cool. I absolutely love it.
I had a ton of those on my Mac. There was a tracker program you could play the old mod files. It was great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like I just hope it never disappears, that little sort of tiny little glimpse of electronic music that didn't last very long. It's probably only, not even 5 or 6 years. It wasn't very long at all.
It's clever when you think about it, too, because, MIDI files, when they transfer around, they change because, based on the sound sets available and stuff.
Yeah.
But with the mod, you had everything there. All the samples were there, and there's still tiny files that fit on a floppy.
Yeah.
So it was very clever.
Yeah, it was almost kind of like a take on PCM samples in a way. They kept it all sort of fairly neat, and I mean, obviously the sample rates were tiny, right? They weren't big sample rates in those days.
Or bit rates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, usually 8 bit.
But I mean, but Ian, that's why you probably didn't gel with it, because you're
Never did it.
You're
before,
more sort of into the sort of DAW land. You like the MPC now. So for you, that's how your brain works, and that's good. That's a good thing.
That's very good, because I'm still trying to work out which way my brain does work.
Well, we weren't going to say anything, Daren, but since you've asked.
Although they did
brought
add,
it up,
because the tracker normally goes down, right? They did add the side scrolling.
They did add the side,
they do have a side.
For
I have turned it on.
So yeah.
I couldn't work with the side. It
Really?
because I obviously I've used a tracker before, and I'm used to the vertical way.
Right.
Yeah. I mean it's just logic, but we could work it out. But yeah, like what Ian said is true though. You are kind of, in a way, it's like plugging values into a spreadsheet. It's a little bit similar to step-based sequencing in a way.
Yeah.
I almost think it's
hours on it, learning it.
I almost think it's more like it's kind of a little
It is
bit
limited.
close to
It is limited.
live coding, live audio coding.
Yeah.
That thing. It's closer to that, I think,
Yeah.
than anything. Because it is designed, for you to be modifying it while it's playing.
I mean,
I still like
have
the circuits a lot. And the circuit monostations, they're both really cool.
I've
but
got a
that-
circuit down here.
Novation really
easy.
did a good job with. I mean, the original circuit was so
original circuit still
intelligent.
holds up.
It was so intelligent.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
if you think about it, there was no screen, right? And
Yeah, the
Yeah,
numbers
and it
appeared
works
in the
great.
pads. That's so clever. You can
Yeah.
still see numbers in the pads. It was-
yeah, I remember
Yeah.
giving it. I gave my circuit away to one of my relatives who's a young, similar age to one of my kids, as a present. I just said, look, I'm not using it anymore. You can have it. And he picked this thing up within minutes. Didn't look at the manual, nothing. He just worked it out within minutes.
It's so well built as well.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
solid.
yeah, but Ranz,
Absolutely
Ranz,
solid. I love.
you're saying they didn't look at the manual. Let's face it, we never look at the manual until
No, we
you're
don't.
actually in the
No.
dire
No.
straits of
Yeah,
not
that's
knowing how to
true.
do.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I do. That's why my wife
There's
said
always one. There's always one. No.
Well, I
Yeah.
do power features later because you always miss stuff if you don't look at the manual. So
I just asked you ChatGPT these days. No, I don't really.
Jeez.
the
Feeding
circuit really had
algorithm.
like two launches. It had the initial kind of island, and then when they made that website, you could do all that cool stuff with it. It was a whole
Yeah.
different unit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It's great.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the circuit mono station. I actually wish I never sold that. I'm actually missing it. I actually want to get one
Is
again.
that the one with the sliders on it?
It's basically a base station.
It's a base station
Yes,
2
yeah,
and a
Yeah.
circuit box.
Circuit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's very
I know.
good.
What are you showing
But it
us
has
here?
node stealing a lot, so you got to be careful with it. It node steals like crazy.
What are you doing?
just showing you that I really do have
Looking
my
at the
manuals
manual.
open all the time.
Oh, the mini freak.
Doing it with-
God. That's a good synth, the mini freak. That's a really good synth. Arturia
Brilliant.
did a good job of that.
I've done a
Mini
couple of
Freak
banks
or
for that.
Micro Freak.
Lovely.
Yeah.
The Mini Freak I want. I still want one. I spent ages playing that. Gearfest too.
Well, they added a lot of granular
Loved it.
stuff, and you can add like you can't add your own samples, but you can really mess them up. Lots of different synthesis on it. It's a cracking little. Mine's going. The low C is going. You can hear the aftertouch strip
Yep.
clicking, but
Right.
but that's probably the same sort of keys that are all stuck together. But it's a cracking
Typical
synthesizer.
Arturia hardware issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean, for me,
Did I see you with a protein, Jamie?
Yeah. I got protein. I worked on some patches for it, but there's a few bugs with it were a bit annoying me. So put it to one
It's
side.
not just me then.
But, yeah,
Like the
there's a few bugs.
distortion suddenly turning to complete insanity and then back to normal again.
Well, it's when you make a sound and you copy it to another part, it changes.
Yeah.
The sound
changes,
change.
yeah.
So when you layer in sounds up to
Wow.
it, it's like,
Sometimes when you just have two adjacent programs, and if you go to one program and then to the next, the sound sounds different than if you just jump straight there. So there's bugs
some
like
weird.
it's like it's running out of memory or something,
that. Some
maybe.
weird stuff. I
mean,
just
it's
think there's
cracking built.
bits
Does it
that
have a
aren't being
randomize
initialized.
function? Can you randomize on it at all, or do any cool, weird stuff? with it?
Well, it has
I
that.
don't think there
It has
is any.
chaosy thing.
No.
Just has the
That'd be kinda wild.
the vibe or the flavor. That's the only thing that sort of slightly randomizes
Yeah.
flavor.
No, it's some good, powerful sounds off it, for sure. Especially when you do layer things up. But then it's only 8 voice, so you start losing voices and things steer. Because I always like to play like 5-note chords, and you can't do it. It's like when I'm sort of I'm working actually in the minute on sort of follow-up bank on my Obi thing here, TO5, and I've just recently got this, which is the Mask
That's
1EX Mark II.
Oh, yeah,
Stay on
yeah.
that. Stay on that. Stay on that. I got to click a button.
That's a really nice synth for. I mean, it's less than 400 quid. It's 12 voices.
I've got the Mark 1 of that.
Yeah, it's
great. It's brilliant.
It is great. It is great, and if that comes through.
No, it's not coming through.
Yeah, it's a cracking little sort of synth, really, and but yeah, I'm sort of in between the two of them. Only working on the sort of TEO5, which again, it's a lovely synth, but only 5 voices, which does my head in a little bit.
I don't mind the 5 voices though, Jamie. I actually don't mind it.
Well, it can be creative, I suppose, but it's I just like big chords and octave root notes with 2 notes. Big massive sounds.
Yeah, the double stack.
I'm a bit similar. I love the Korg mini log, the first one. I mean, obviously like the other one as well, but it's only 4 voices, and it's kind of, you do run into problems with the fact that it's only 4 voices, but I don't know. It makes it kind of, gives it character, I guess, in a way.
Yeah. But no, I'm really surprised at this Mac one. For less than 400 quid, it's the same as the keyboard, apart from the oversampling is half. It's 8 times rather than 16 times, and of course, no keyboard. But other than that, it's the same sort of sound engine. I found a couple of bugs, but yeah, I'm very happy with it. It's very simple, actually. To program. There's no like mod matrix. It's just a couple of LFOs and one destination it goes to, and yeah, I'm flying through it at the moment.
There was the synth where with the modulation, right? There was a synth, I can't remember what it was, where you'd press a button and you would touch something else on another part of the synth, and that did the linking with the mod controls. Sequential, wasn't it? Yeah. I've always thought that was the more simple way of doing, instead of sort of programming spreadsheet matrices.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of matrices either.
I mean, I'm always pretty much in the mod matrix rather than doing those shortcuts, because I'm sort of in the mod matrix. You can modulate a mod slot and then modulate another mod slot from that mod slot. So you're bouncing a little bit from 2 or 3 different mod slots to create one event, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, they're well thought out synthesizers anyway, sequential. Definitely. It's just not cheap anymore or affordable, really, I don't think. Apart from that, the only one I don't like was the sequential form. I bought that and I just don't like the sound.
Yeah, you didn't like the one? Yeah.
No, don't like it. It's
I couldn't get
doesn't sound right to me. No, it just doesn't sound quite right to me.
Yeah, I played that at not Gearfest, Machine Electronica last year, and I know it's only presets and I only had 10 minutes with it, but I just didn't. I didn't warm to it at all.
No. Well, that's dropped. That one has dropped in price. It was I think it was 800 quid, 799 when it came out. But
yeah,
I've seen them. I think they've dropped 100 quid, and I got this from Bax. Bax over in the Netherlands, are they, or Germany? I don't know. And they were doing like this crazy. They sent me 15% off voucher, and plus they were doing it. I think I paid $5.50 for it, new. So, and I started making patches with it, and with synths that don't have effects, I use 2 free plugins and make preset effects to go with each preset. So you can it can sound the same as what I don't. Obviously, you don't have to use that, but just hearing sounds dry sometimes. It just sounds horrible. So, but I did that, and then I just don't like the sound of this thing. Yeah, I've done that a few times when I on synth started making sounds. I've got to be into it to make sounds. The same as when you're doing music, you've got to be into the sound of the instruments you're using.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean, it's been up against the wall. Yeah, I mean, what synths have you got, everybody, up against the wall?
This week's Up Against the Wall synth is
That one.
That's it. What's at the back there?
I went
just-
against the wall just because I don't have space for them.
Just with the prices, though, I always scratch my head about sequential prices, and I always have, and I don't think it's ever going to change. So at the moment, we can get. I'll do it in British prices, so Jamie, you can understand. We can get a form for £650 with the keyboard. We can get the Take 5 for about £1,000 with the keyboard. It's on special. You can get the desktop for the same price. The desktop's supposed to be cheaper, but I don't know why. Then you got the Rev 2, which is about
That's
15.
sharply priced.
That's 1,500 now for the desktop.
Yeah, because there's the 8 voice and the 16 voice. I think I paid. It was the Dave Smith version of the Rev 2 I've got.
That was the 8 voice. That price.
Rebranded.
Yeah.
I've it's 16 voice, but I've got. I think it was like 1,700. I paid for it, and now it's what 2,300. Something like that from Anderson's for the 16 voice.
And the Teo, which is Oberheim, right? Technically not sequential, but it's Oberheim. Is I'm trying to do the math here. 1,270? No, £1,250 is the Teo.
Yeah,
so,
the Take 5 was about £1,000. I think I paid for that.
So the Take 5 is based on the profit. It's like a cut down profit. It's not as good.
I think it's technically it's probably one of the best synth sequential I've made in sort of recent years, because you can do such a wide variety of sounds to it. The only negatives, obviously, it's not full size keys, and the top end's a bit muted.
Yeah,
a little. The same with the TE05, really, but you could. It's out of all the synths I've probably maybe not the Prophet X, but it's the widest range of sounds I've been able to make, on a sequential synth. I mean, Prophet 5s, they're simple synthesizers, Even the OBX8, simple synthesizer. But the Take 5 is probably about the best, I think.
Yeah.
But diverse sound. I'm not saying sound quality and all that kind of stuff, but caveat.
I thought the TO5 just had Oberheim stuff swapped out for the Take 5. Is it totally different than that, or is it?
Oh, it's a different synth.
Different synth. Yeah.
Totally different synth.
Because when they did the OB6 versus the other one, that was similar, and they just had like a different filter and some other stuff in it. They were both very similar, right?
The OB6 and Prophet 6, it's different filters and slightly different arrangement of the oscillators, but the effects are all the same.
But the TO5 wasn't like that compared to the Take 5? It was a very different design?
It's a different design because you've got multiple oscillators that you can have at the same time.
Okay.
And Take 5, you're choosing which oscillators to use and you sweep between them. But yeah, you can have 3 different at the same time, and you've got cross mod on here as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a bit more limited because it obviously 12 dB filter than the Take 5, which is why I'm saying 24 dB. You can do a lot more diverse things with it. In terms of
that Oberheim sound, I love the Oberheim sound.
Yeah, it is. You can get some beautiful sounds off it. I mean, I'm on the second bank now that I'm making. The first bank, I did a lot more traditional type of sounds that you'd find, and some 80s classics. But this time around, I'm going a little bit bonkers with it and trying to create more unworldly type of sounds, to keep it interesting. But you can't just make jump 1,000 times. You know what I mean? So,
even sometimes once is too many.
Yeah, no. There's plenty of sound designers out there who've made a lot of money doing it. But it is a TO5. But out the 2, I'd get the Take 5.
The problem with me is I probably just should actually just lash out and buy a Prophet 5 because that's what I've always wanted, the sound of it. But every time I talk about it to people, they go, "Oh, there's different versions of it, and they do sound different." And then I kind of talk myself into thinking, "Well, I'll just get a Take 5 because it's going to come pretty close in a lot of cases."
You can do some similar sounds on it. As I say, I mean, the Prophet 5, if, end of the day, if Prophet 5 is that sound that you want, because it's there when you grew up on multiple records, then that's what you get. I mean, yeah, Rev 4, it's got the sort of different filter designs that you can switch from. But, I mean, it does sound great. No doubt about it. But like I say, it's simple. You can only use the filter in a positive sense. You can't do inverted filters. So that cuts out a lot of types of sounds that you can sort of make. Whereas the Take 5, you can do all that. But then again, necessarily if a synth has got more and more parameters, doesn't mean you're going to make better sounds with it. You won't. You can make a cracking sound just, closing the filter just a touch and opening the envelopes release and playing along with a bit of velocity, and it'll just sound glorious. So. I think that's the thing. Some synths don't have to really work hard with. OB6 and Prophet 6 are like that. They just great sounds just fall out of them things.
It's crazy sometimes.
Really working.
Sometimes you just you're just touching something ever so slightly. It might be the envelope, it might be the filter, the cutoff, whatever, and then all of a sudden it just boom. It's this sound out of it.
It sits, and I'm there. Yeah. That's exactly what it works with me. I mean, every sound I make, I start from an init patch. I don't use any templates or save templates for myself to make things easy. It's always an init patch. And it's the start of it. It's always blocky and horrible and gnarly, until it gets to a point, and then it starts to smooth out, and then boom, for whatever reason, there it is. There's the patch, and you hit save, and then move on to the next one.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm actually really, really kind of taken by the Take 5. I do like it. I'd say I'm more of a Prophet sound liker than an Oberheim sound liker. I think over the years, if I look at the songs that I used to really love in the early days, they would have Prophet all over them. They would have definitely CS80 all over them. That's generally where I used to sort of love those analog sort of synths. And I think to a degree I grew into the Roland sound after that. But yeah, I really liked it. And I mean, it's not saying I don't like Oberheim as much, but I kind of feel like there was more a body of work that I could say, yeah, it was definitely that Prophet sound that I liked, and I could rattle off songs right now, what Prophet's in, and some people go, that's not a Prophet in that song, and you go, yeah, there is. And it's that particular
it's pretty ubiquitous
melody or something, and you think, shit, that was Prophet. Wow, how did it sound like that? It was very versatile synth.
The thing with the Prophet 5 is it's got so much weight in it, though. Each oscillator, because you can have the multiple wave shapes. It's like, well, it is. It's multiple Pro 1s, isn't it? End of the day, the oscillators on there, the voices. It can really do low end bass really well. Some synths are a little bit muted in the low end, even if you had a sub and that. I mean, it does. It just has two oscillators, but they sound huge.
I think it's just that Curtis, the buzziness of the Curtis, and as you start dropping the octaves, it just drives the speakers. It's just what it does. The waveform just does that. Yeah. And like you said, with some of those other synths, the waveforms, they've been manipulated in some way. They're smoothed out, and they can be a little bit more pure sounding, and they might not bite as much in the bass.
Yeah, it's to stop them overloading in the mixer, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
For multiple voices. So it all works. They kind of, balance out the oscillators, thin them out. I think it was Tatsui of Korg. He was talking years ago. That's what they were having to do with some of their analog synths. It might have even been the sort of
it would have been the mini log because it does sound a bit thin at times. Yeah.
Yeah. So they work them out. Obviously, it would. I mean, if you take like I know it's not poly, but like a matriarch, and it's got 4 voices, you can't turn them up more than like 30%. Otherwise, it just distorts the whole VCA. You know. So they're just reworked, but.
I don't mind that though. Leave it to me.
Unwieldiness.
Leave it to me. I'll work out what I want to do with it. If you want to, if the thing is a beast and it's unwieldy, then we can tailor it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You can use that creatively.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You can do all that with Eurorack, can't you? You're in a totally different playground.
Man. That's kind of my choice.
I kind of feel like Arturia were quite big in when they brought out their first analogs. They were quite big in letting us dive into the sort of the distorted territory, I guess it was, because you had the brute factor and you had
brutes.
The way
you
the
go
mixes
past 12
work.
o'clock, then it gets real.
Yeah, and a lot of the mixing was you had that central line, and then anything above that central line, it started to go into distortion land. And so if you wanted that clean, pure sound, you just kept everything below. And they were good. They were good fun to play with because I have to say I probably relearnt analog again when I bought my first mini brute, which is now caked in sticky paint. But back in the day when it was not sticky. I kind of got through all that sort of, because we went digital for a long time and, forget a little bit about analog, subtractive synths. And the mini brute was good for me that way. I was learning how to do all sorts of sounds and it gave us that sort of extra level of, it didn't take things away from us. It just gave us that extra level. We could push it over. We could distort it. We didn't have to do any sort of fancy, effects on it to do those things. It was built into the synth. Like I guess,
and it's not sticky from the coatings. It's sticky because you really enjoyed it, right? So.
Oh, jeez, going in there, are you?
Well, speaking sticky with Arturia, their knobs just went sticky if you hadn't used them for a while, and I had to get a load of new ones. Thankfully, they sent them for free actually, but they changed out, and there was a. For instance, my base station 2, they all went all cracked and sticky. I think I've replaced everything in it now. It's a completely new synth now. But again,
Arturia had growing pains. My first mini brute came with a bunch of weights unglued in the packaging.
Did it?
So, yeah, they couldn't figure that out right away. So.
I think they've learned. They got better.
Yeah.
I mean, We're being a bit.
5, when the Prophet V first came out from Arturia, I was blown away just going through like thousands of presets on there, and all the various characters on there just from those basic presets. It was amazing how much latitude that thing has on it. It's crazy.
It's a really good synth. Like if you can ever get your hands on a real one, like not a VST, a real one.
You can see why they used it for sound effects and for pads and for whatever because it did everything.
Yeah,
it was just...
The thing is, if you ever play with one, you'll go, "Oh my god, I've heard that." I've heard that. Every preset, you're like, "Oh my god, I've heard that," and it's all over movies and everything. It's crazy.
Well, I discovered that with the Oberheim release at NAMM a few years ago, the OBX8, and I was going through presets. I go, "That's that Tangerine Dream track, and that's that Tangerine Dream track, and that's
like the protein.
It's like preset." Yeah.
When you guys got the protein, I bet you were doing that when you got the protein.
Yeah.
I went through all of them.
Well, I think we should wrap the show up, guys. I think we're all good with wrap the show up. We had a good little synth sonority section at the end of the show then today, and it was nice to have Jamie back. I haven't seen him for ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I haven't been around for a year, so.
There you go. That went quick.
I have been. I've been doing things. I've been alive, but online.
No, we hear snippets about what you've been up to through various people. So keep up the good work. I don't know if are you doing the EMOM stuff anymore, or is that all finished now with you?
No, that's all finished. That sort of stuff.
So it's just all the patch.
It was good while it lasted, but it was just a pain in the arse setting it up.
Yeah. So you're just
too
busy
much.
doing
To
the
be honest,
patches.
all this time you were lost in the timbre wolf, right? You were getting crazy with the timbre wolf.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, it's yeah. No, but though Daren did an absolute cracking one at one of my Blackpool EMOMs. So definitely do a YouTube, EMOM with Daren. It was fantastic. That.
Yeah, we've watched it.
Yeah.
It was
You'll have
really
to, you'll
good.
have to get to an EMOM, Jamie.
Yeah.
You'll have to, even
Hey,
just,
maybe I will. Try to find somewhere that's kind of close to it.
Well, that is the problem for us, I must admit. It's like, you're getting back at like gone midnight easy, and then if you're up for work the next day, it's a killer. So
that's right.
But so hopefully the back end of the year, I'll be doing quite a few with my new rig, and my new 5-hour set,
good.
which is
that's amazing.
going to
5
be
hours,
interesting.
Well, next
It's
year,
a 5-hour set, so I can just jump in anywhere in the set. This is more like I wanted to do, so I'm going to involve the audience.
next year I'm planning to take my kid over to Liverpool. He's going to do the academy there. So when I do go, I'll have 2 weeks where my kid will be looked after by Liverpool, and I will be visiting all you guys. So Liverpool's not far from Manchester. It's a little bit further up to Blackpool, but Blackpool's where my ancestors come from. So
Blackpool, Manchester, about the same distance.
yeah, probably, yeah, absolutely. And I'll probably have to go down to Froome and visit Buggerlugs. Go for a drive. Adric, you're muted, by the way.
You're muted, yeah.
Ian. I don't know what happened.
Nope.
His mic's ran out.
His mic's run out.
You've just lost your mic, mate. Anyway, you can just do sign language.
Sign language.
Yes.
Interpretive.
3 words. It's a movie. Book.
Yeah. Chris, I was thinking about popping into our favourite store and having a look. They got a few things. Jamie was saying how cheap they are.
This is a music store, by the way.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thanks for clarifying that, Daren. I definitely probably sort of make time to see some of the other guys for sure. But that'll probably be around about, I reckon, July next year. That's the plan. So in the middle of your summer, isn't it? Yep. Cool. Good stuff.
Yes.
All right, guys, we're going to end the show and double thumbs up. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you being part of it, and we'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, we've got some more synths to show you next week.
Ooh.
Bye, everyone.
That'd be good.
Toodaloo.
Nice to see you, Jamie.
So I see all of you.
Here we go.